everyone, and welcome to Random Number Generation, the GDQ Hotfix show that is about randomizers, the runners behind them, and of course, a lot of glitches in this case behind them. I'm Skybills, your host, and this is episode 138, Ocarina of Time Randomizer with ZFG. ZFG, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us here.
Hi, I'm doing great. So we've got an Ocarina of Time no logic randomizer today. So this randomizer no logic means that normally most randomizers have logic to place items in specific places so that they can't be impossible. Like for example, if you need the iron boots to get an item, then the iron boots can't be on that check. No logic doesn't do that. No logic just means the items are anywhere. And that can create a lot of tricky situations, but Ocarina of Time is this really cool game where there are lots and lots of glitches to get things in alternative ways. And so no logic has to do lots of these crazy glitches, obscure things like I'm gonna have to, remember all these crazy glitches to do a lot of checks like without certain items. And it's really cool. There's you need a lot of glitch and tech knowledge to do stuff like this, so it's gonna be really fun. We also have a good amount of extra settings randomized that I'll get into when we start. But yeah, I guess we can get started in just a second. Any file, I guess we can do GDQ as a file name. I'm actually so bad at I always name the file name A, so anytime I do any file name other than A, I get so confused.
That is so...
somehow I don't even know the order of the title screen. Okay. So yeah, we can get started in let's do a countdown in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so I also have a random starting position and random age starting. So I'm starting as child, that actually was random, and we're starting in Kakariko Village. So yeah, I don't know where I'm even starting. So first thing I can do, this is a very simple check. I can just collect the cuckoos. There's a nice quality of life setting here where I only have to collect one. And so no logic, there is, because there's like no specific placements of where the items are, there are a good number of hints on where certain items are. Because there is no such thing as like way of the hero in this. Like usually, okay, we got some hints for this guy. So watch him with small key. So I also have small key sanity on. So I also have to write down a lot of notes for this. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to remember here. So these are the Skulltula rewards. You get rewards for collecting a certain number of Skulltulas. Okay, we got 2 water keys on these guys. May or may not need those.
I was gonna say, of all the dungeons for the water temple keys to be in, that doesn't seem too bad at 40 and 50, because I know at least one can be skipped with these, and hopefully if you don't need every single inch of the dungeon, that shouldn't be too terribly bad.
Yeah, with glitches, you can even go with less. So technically you can get away with only 2 keys with glitches in water temple, although 4 is preferable. So the water keys are not too bad. The thing with keys and no logic really it's more like more keys makes things easier, but you can usually skip keys with glitches. So it's like how annoying do I want to make the glitches today for like how few keys I need.
Oh, sure. So for someone who might be new to what no logic is there any way to simplify that or explain it for someone who might be new to that?
Yeah, so in randomizers, typically logic just means that certain all the items in the world are placed in a way that it'll always be possible, no matter like what no matter how the items are placed, there'll be certain restrictions on the item placements so that it'll always be beatable. So like you can't have an item on a check that requires itself. So like I made an example earlier, like if you need iron boots to get something, normally the logic would say, okay, iron boots cannot be on a check that requires iron boots. But no logic says, actually that is possible. And so that means that sometimes you got to use glitches to get around those restrictions. So if something might normally require iron boots, I might have a glitch way to get around that, but it might be hard. It might be really obscure. I might have to do some weird stuff. So actually some weird stuff I'm doing right now. So these gold Skulltulas, I don't have any weapons yet. So I'm actually not starting with any sword as child. And so my best way to kill those Skulltulas was some pots. This also has a nice little quality of life change where the gold Skulltulas can appear during the daytime. Normally those are nighttime only, just to avoid having to, you know, wait around for nighttime. But yeah, so some other settings we have randomized today. I also have the dungeon entrances and the bosses randomized. So anytime I enter a dungeon, I'm gonna get a random dungeon. I don't know where each dungeon is located. And the bosses of those dungeons is also going to be random. And to beat the seed, I need to beat 6 of the 8 main dungeons. And so I'm allowing most glitches for this. The one glitch restriction that we have is no boss key skips. So normally for the adult dungeons, there's 5 adult dungeons where to get to the boss, you need the boss key. Really skip them, but it makes these kinds of randomizers a little bit easy. So I'm going to have a restriction on no boss key skips. And because I need to beat at least 3 dungeons, I need to beat 6 dungeons. 3 dungeons don't have a boss key. So that means at minimum, I'm going to need at least 3 boss keys to beat the seed. And what's kind of interesting about these settings also is that go mode is a bit more ambiguous compared to most randomizers. Oh, we have a potentially important item here, bomb chew bag. Okay, this is really expensive. Bomb chews are a hugely important item, but this is a little bit too expensive. But just in case, I'm going to write that down in case it might be useful later.
Yes, and that is a recently added item, right? The bomb chew bag. I don't remember seeing that until 2.2 recently.
Yeah, they added it as a cool, like a quality of life thing where it also allows bomb chew drops to appear. So like normally in the base game, when you get bomb chews, the only way to refill your bomb chews is from winning them from certain mini games or buying them. And the bomb chew bag allows you to get like random bomb chew drops from grass, which is really nice. So we can take care of a few child market stuff, some mini games. Not getting anything too important right now. I think I've only been getting Skulltula tokens. Oh, I completely forgot. There's also a cool setting that gives you the mask early, and also the bunny hood in this is modded to reflect Majora's Mask faster speed walking with the bunny hood. There's also a cool little cosmetic funny thing where the bunny hood is extremely long in this. You got big bunny ears.
Reminds me of Fran from Final Fantasy 12.
Nice.
But chat was talking about this, and I didn't know this till now either. So somebody asked, was this seed vetted? And it doesn't look like it.
No, I actually just generated it literally 5 seconds before I started. So this version is really cool. You can actually generate the seed in the game instead of like having to pre-generate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys actually saw me generate the seed. So impossible for it to be a Plando. I've got proof it's not a Plando on stream. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't read that. Okay, opponent song is a GTG key. Go to training grounds keys, generally not too important because with glitches it's pretty easy to skip them, kind of.
I think Chad is a little worried about the fact that the seed's not vetted, but I just think that means it's going to be more fun, you know? I mean, come on, if anybody can do this, you can.
That's fine. It's fine.
It'll be fine, chat. See?
Okay. Prelude is bad. Some just in... I actually don't know what that... Some of the hints on this version are a little bit, not... For simple well chest. Okay. Some of the hints are not great, aren't worded super well, and so I have to sometimes like look up what hints they're hinting towards. That was actually underwater chest in Forest Temple. Never seen it written like that. So we have Dwarf Time open the seed so I can easily go between adult and child instantly. Usually adult is pretty good earlier on. Actually, in general, in no logic, usually adult is better than child. Adult can just do things faster. Also starts with a sword, unlike child. So typically adult can do some stuff faster and easier early on. Yeah, actually, so about the whole no logic and the seed vetting thing. So, on a serious note, like the actual odds of an impossible seed in OOT no logic randomizer, I would say that roughly like maybe 2 to 3% of seeds are impossible. Like most of the time, you can actually use glitches to get around almost any situation. Sometimes with only some minor glitches. Sometimes you need to really get creative and think outside the box. But I would say on average, like you've got a 97, 98% of chance of being able to finish it. Also, something I forgot to mention that I have randomized is the enemies. All the enemies are randomized, as you can see by all these guys randomly in the market. That can make some of the areas that are normally not too threatening significantly more threatening. Ooh, so we got a hint there that Poe guy gives me a prelude of light. That is actually pretty nice. I really like that. Getting warp song. Also, the warp songs are placed anywhere. Most randomizers usually have the warp songs only placed on other warp song checks. On this one, warp songs can just be anywhere.
I love that. I usually use that setting myself, even in something a little more casual. I just find it makes things more interesting. I find that the time varies a little bit more. I just like the setting in general.
Yeah, it's really fun. You never know what you're getting. So here's going to be the first instance of getting to doing a glitch to get to a dungeon early. So the bottom of the well, the entrance to a dungeon right here. Normally you're supposed to get here as child using Song of Storms. I'm going to use a glitch to clip to it as adult. I can clip on the edge of the rim of the well here and land barely out of bounds. I'm like standing on a tiny bit of ground out of bounds. I can side hop and jump slash past that wall that normally prevents adult Link from entering. And now we have our first randomized dungeon entrance. So bottom of the well leads to Forest Temple. So this early on in the run, I can't do too much in Forest Temple, but I can make like I can do one check.
Chat's talking about the windmill going fast, by the way. I assume that's
that's another that's another fun little cosmetic thing, is you can speed up the windmill. This version has a few fun cosmetic things. You'll see another one I really like later.
Looking forward to seeing that. So when you're in a no logic seed, and now obviously you have more experience than many of us who would approach this. What is your methodology for doing this? Like, where do you decide where to start? Especially, is it just based on the items you have to the glitches you can do, I would assume?
Kind of. So I would say the most important thing is actually figuring out the dungeons, like the dungeon entrances. So early on, my priority is like try to do areas with a lot of dungeon entrances and a good amount of check density. Like check density is also really important because in no logic, we have a hint about hookshot. Hookshot's in Shadow Temple. That kind of sucks. That's
I like how you don't even, you're not even like, oh, well, that's not, no, you're like, that sucks. I love it. I like how candid you are already. This is going to be a great session.
Yeah. So dungeon entrances are really important. Areas with high check density, because like in normal randomizers, your sphere 0 checks are like statistically your best likelihood of getting good items. In this, like everything has the exact same chance of. There's an invisible enemy that just hit me. Cool. Dude, no, it's Skull Kid sniping me from across the map. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
Okay, cool.
I don't know whose reactions are better right now, yours or chat's, because I'm getting like your reaction in my ears and then I'm seeing chat maybe about 20-ish seconds later, and chat's reactions to where the hookshot was really good. I love that.
Yeah. So Shadow Temple, so I could if I get some explosives and a shield, I could do a good amount of Shadow Temple without hookshot. Depends on, also I need some keys. So Shadow Temple, Shadow's probably the dungeon with like the most, the biggest difference between like how easy and hard it can be depending on your equipment load. Like if I can get explosives, shield, and some keys, I can do it. Hookshot makes it a lot nicer. Zelda's Lullaby makes it a lot nicer. But yeah, we can see Shadow can be a tricky one depending on my items. All right, we got a fire key.
Oh, nice. I like the way that looks. Yeah, the medallions inside the key so you know what dungeon it goes to. I really like that.
Yeah, it's a really cool quality of life improvement they have for like a little indicator on what dungeon the keys go to.
So, ZFG, people are cheering for you in chat in form of the seconds that you'll take to complete the Dampe race. Thank you so much to everyone here from the ZFG community. Y'all are repping well.
Yeah, hey everyone. See a lot of familiar names. I actually completely forgot. Did I get this checked? I did, okay.
Oh, I do that? Okay, I'm glad it's not just me that does that for the record. I'll go back to something right away.
It happens to everyone. Oh, we got a double fairy, nice. So, fun little fact about those fairies. So those fairies can only spawn if you're at low health, and it's what's called a flex drop. So it's a 1 in 16 based on your lowest ammo amount. In that case, is that mirror shield? That's mirror shield. That is, if that's not a trap, that's huge. I do have ice traps on, so we gotta hope it's real. It's real. Okay, that's great. That's a huge first item. Also, so I don't actually have an ocarina to start with, so I cannot get the windmill guy's check right away. I'm actually gonna have to put that off.
Wait a second. Why would you do this to yourself? That is one of the worst settings, in my opinion.
I like it. I like not having an ocarina. I like so the cool thing about when doing with glitches is that it's not only ocarina that you need. You could also substitute a bottle with it, because there's a glitch to use a bottle as an ocarina.
Right.
So you do have alternate methods, and I think that's one of the cool things about no logic is the alternate methods you can use to get around certain item requirements. So this shop is normally closed at night, but I can clip in here at daytime. We got iron boots for 140. That's too expensive, but only need 1 waltz for it, so I could maybe get it later.
Right. I have to remember we're playing, ZFG is playing here. Doors and barriers, they're merely a suggestion.
Yeah, we got lots of clips. There is actually a different way to also clip into the other shop there. There's 2 shops, but the other one I actually need a first-person item to clip into. I would need either hookshot or bow or something like that, which I don't have right now.
Yeah, that's the only way I can do Mido skip is with one of those types of items, the first-person items.
Yeah. So there's a wall here. You're normally supposed to blow this up, but I can clip inside it too, and this will let me check a gold Skulltula token check. We can do a setup there, clip into that wall. I can climb this wall and get the item that I can't even see because we got minuet. Okay, that's nice. That's a good work song.
Very good. CFG hates doors. Yeah, so I'm understanding very quickly on this. Someone said, please ask about the fire meme. Huh?
The fire tech W. Okay, yes, so yes. I'm writing down a lot of notes for this. There's a lot of note taking I have to do for this.
Yeah, no problem.
And my note taking is not the greatest. I usually am like trying to write notes with one hand while I'm still playing, so I can make a lot of typos in my notes. One time I typoed fire key as fire kek W.
Oh my gosh! Now, did you understand what that still means? Because you see, that's fine.
Yeah, most of the time I do, like, I know what typos I make, so usually, like, I can see, like, okay, right now I've already made several typos in my notes. I have shoes written as Q's, like shoes written as CHUYS, but I know that's bomb shoes.
Have you considered making a social media account where this is just typos ZFG makes? I feel like there's potential here.
That might work out.
I mean, I'd follow that. I think that's hilarious.
That might be funny. Can I? Yeah, I can do this. Okay. So I don't have the hookshot. So Ganon's Castle, I also forgot to mention. Ganon's Castle entrance is also randomized. I can't do too much in here, but I can do a few more checks in here. I'm gonna pull this Armo statue. I think right here is good. Yeah, this is good. And normally I need hookshot to get the silver rupee up here, but I can do a thing where I get on this statue and jump flash to get this rupee without hookshot.
See, there is a demand. There's a demand in chat for that. I just want to let you know this is something you can capitalize on, ZFG.
Yeah, all right, good to know. Oh, we got ice arrows. Can I? No, I can't do anything else with that. So ice arrows alone. So ice arrows are pretty well known for not being that important. So there's actually 2 things I kind of can use it for. One is I mentioned I need a first-person item to do a clip earlier. So even though I don't have a bow or any ammo to use the ice arrows, I can actually just still pull it out as a bow, and so I can actually use that for certain clip methods.
Oh yeah.
And also
the fake bow, right?
Yeah, the fake bow. So I can pull out the bow. I can't actually like shoot anything with it, but it can actually be useful for some glitches. And then also, this randomizer has a cool setting called blue fire arrows, where when I'm able to actually use ice arrows, they can actually act as blue fire and melt the red ice that you find in Ice Cavern and swords found as adult. I'm also using the infinite sword glitch here. My sword is swinging infinitely, and this can be useful for killing some enemies quickly.
So,
and we got...
when are we going to get randomly placed blue fire-esque doors? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the blue fire mechanic slash the refrigerator rockets that can melt blue fire, I feel like that is not used as much as it could. So I wonder if we can use that to add doors. Again, I know you don't like doors, but I'm just thinking about that.
It's actually really cool. There is actually one specific branch of OT Randomizer that does actually have it's rock randomizer, where the rocks can be randomized, and one of the rocks it counts as is the blue fire, or the red ice rocks in Ice Cavern. So there's kind of that.
All right, so chat was saying as well, ask about the doorless % Ocarina time run.
Yeah, I actually was going to talk about that. So there's a lot of cool challenge categories in this game, because there's so many different things you can do with all the glitches. People have made some weird challenge categories, and one of the most well-known ones is no doors. And so there's a challenge like, is it possible to beat the game without opening a single door? And that was eventually solved. It is possible to beat the game without opening a single door. And then it was moved up to, and you beat all dungeons without a single door. And that was a much more difficult challenge, but after several years of research, people actually solved it, and it actually is possible to beat the entire game, all dungeons, without opening a single door. And right as I open a door, and it uses some really crazy glitches. It's actually one of the most interesting. If you guys want to see a really interesting Ocarina of Time run, look up Ocarina of Time, all dungeons, no doors. It's also commentated. It's a fantastic run. It shows so many cool things. Fire key 105. Oh, that's the wrong place.
So under this no logic set, how many pickups are there in a game like this? I'm afraid to ask this question, but I'm very curious.
There's about 400. Actually, the version I'm playing has a cool auto tracker that actually has the number of checks. So the number of checks is actually on screen right there, at the bottom left of the tracker.
I see it now.
Yeah, so 431.
That is a lot. Do you play with the pots and the crates and the freestanding stuff? Maybe not in this set, but occasionally do you?
Occasionally, not too often. It is pretty fun when I do it, though. It does get pretty crazy.
And then early game, now we already talked about earlier, someone was asking, how is the seed going? Well, I know that kind of disgruntled noise you made when you found out where Hookshot was.
Yeah, it's a little on the slow side so far. I wouldn't call it too terrible quite yet. If it goes about an hour and I don't have stuff like explosives or bow or hover boots or hammer or something like that, then it might start to get a little bad. Mirror shield early on is fairly good. I will say that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
so there's something going for it.
431 is a lot, don't get me wrong, but like there have been times where I accidentally dealt a seed to myself where it utilized for standing objects, pots, crates, etc., and it got into the 1000s, and that's good. But when you're playing an archipelago with friends and like your checks take over everybody else's, that's not such a great thing.
Yeah, although the one thing is usually the higher the check count, the faster you gather checks, so it's not all that bad. And also oh weird, I didn't grab the ledge there. The number of things that I have checked so far is a little bit lower than it should be, just because it doesn't count peeking items. So like, for example, when I go in a shop and I see the items, it doesn't like count towards, oh, I've checked all those shop items because I've seen them. So it's also a little bit higher than it might seem initially. So I'm trying to do a glitch here where I want to do a jump slash without a sword in my hand. I'm gonna jump slash off this ledge, and you see Link just did a jump slash, but there was nothing actually in his hand. This causes Link's sword to get a glitch damage value, and now my sword actually has damage values of multiple items all in one. Also, here's the funny cosmetic thing I was mentioning earlier.
Gosh.
We have Gorons with long necks. So my sword right now has damage properties of like 20 different weapons in all in one. We got another Bombchu bag here, but I cannot buy it. And so one of the damage properties is Din's Fire, and that also has... Ooh, Shadow is looking good. The Goron sword also. So one of the damage properties my sword now has is Din's Fire, which is why these bomb flowers just exploded when I crouch stabbed them. And then also another property it has is Ice Arrows. And if earlier I mentioned the blue fire setting where Ice Arrows act as blue fire. That also applies to that glitch sword damage I have right now. And so now my glitch sword can actually do certain blue fire damage. And those mud walls going to Medigoron, this is in the vanilla game, those mud walls can be destroyed by blue fire. It's really weird, but it's a vanilla mechanic. And yeah, so because of that transfer, the property transfer of like blue fire can break the walls, and ice arrows get blue fire damage. And is that I cannot see what that's a Hylian shield. Okay, I don't need that. And my sword then having ice arrow damage means my sword can break those walls, which is really cool. And I can use C up to peek that. There's a key there. I'll try to get that key. Oh yeah, so yeah, I also have randomized music. People are mentioning in the chat. I do have some randomized music on. You guys probably heard some Halo music just a second ago. There's a lot of custom music that the community has made into the OOT sound font, which is really neat.
Trying to make chat nervous with this really short timer.
It's fine. I got plenty of time. I actually entered and exited the top there to reset the timer, and then I can just grab that key and void out, and it loads me right back at the entrance that I came in through. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to check this guy, see if he tells me anything good. Gold skull for claim check. That is pretty junk, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we do have an instant replay cam, and again, I want to shout out to our wonderful tech, Richard. Richard does such a great job with this, and also Ray as well here on GDQ Hotfix. We love both of them. Huh?
Instant replay cam, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Production value, nice.
I know this is from one of your mods, for instance. I said, ask ZFG about the bass koi or base koi, one of the two.
Oh yeah, it's so the regular version of Randomizer has a setting where, like, if you find an ice trap, it'll have it misspelled. And so one of the funnier, like, misspellings of items is boss key as bass koi.
Gotcha. My favorite one that I've seen so far in the misspellings, buttle instead of bottle.
Nice. So in Majora's Mask Randomizer, they have a similar thing where it's not like fully misspelled, but it's like different words for certain items. And my favorite one I saw is for Sonata of Awakening. I found the Santa of Awakening.
Oh my gosh. So is this where your notes come from then? Like, you look at these kind of bogus spellings and it just kind of creeps its way into the notes you take?
No, they're actually separate. It's actually my misspellings are all my own.
Okay, I was just curious because I can see how looking at bad names for items can turn into that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of bass koi, there's one boss key. I just found the water boss key.
Nice.
That's good.
So to answer your question in chat, if you're talking about DC was Ganon's Tower, if I remember right.
Yeah, DC entrance was Ganon's Tower. Let's see, training ground. I probably need that. Is that Goron? No, Zorchinic. Also, I should mention, because people are probably going to ask, the Bombchu's in this shop. So the left side of the shop is the like truly randomized items that I can actually buy. Mm-hmm. When it's on the right side, those are refill items. So like the chews you might see on the right side of the shop, that I can only buy those bomb chews as a refill if I already have bomb chews. Ooh, I got frozen by an invisible Redead.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's evil. Okay, I got away. Oh, bomb bag at Lake Hylia. That is good information. I will probably try to make a trip to Lake Hylia soon.
So again, just looking at your routing in general, this is so interesting to me because there's several ways. I mean, you can just walk over as Bunny Hood Link or run over in this case, or you probably glitch through a few things and just go that way.
Yeah, so ideally it's I try to make it as easy on myself as possible where I don't have to do anything too crazy, at least early on. And then actually no, I can't. All right, I'll just write this down and leave.
Oh,
Jabu is Deku entrance.
They haven't invented a way for Adult Link to do Jabu yet. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to show me
it's
some
actually
way. Okay.
Actually, so there is. So technically, I could like do a hover off an enemy. I was just getting to saying like I want to make it as easy on myself as possible. Early on, I don't want to do like the too crazy stuff because I can probably find something to make my life easier. As it goes on, if things are getting rough, then I'm gonna have to start doing some truly awful stuff.
Yeah, I see what chat's telling you to do. It looks like they like the music track that was in there.
Oh yeah. That's a chat favorite song, Bomb Track.
Gotcha.
It's from an Ocarina of Time ROM hack where it's kind of in the most beautiful way, extremely jank, and it's beautifully jank. It's a wonderful song.
See, Chad, I tried advocating for y'all, but yeah, I understand what CFG's going on. Like, if there's other things that can be done.
I'm sorry, Chet. I would love to. I'll try to go back to it as reasonably soon as I can.
CFG's like, why does it have to be in Japan right now? That song.
It's okay. We'll get there. Jabu is an important dungeon. It's one of the dungeons without a boss key, which makes it pretty high value.
Sure.
So very likely I'll go back there reasonably soon. So I want to head to Zora's River right now. Normally you need the silver scale to dive down to the exit there, but you can actually do a little clip out of bounds to get this early.
Okay, so ZFG does not like doors or gaps in the wall now, for anybody keeping track.
Yeah. I love clipping through stuff.
It does look sweet.
Even when I don't need to. I have a bad habit of sometimes when I absolutely do not need to clip through something, I do it anyway, even if I have the item to do it normally. Sometimes you get too tunnel visioned and do glitches when you don't need to, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, why not? So now we're on Zora's River, which is one of the reasons why getting Minuet early was so important. It's just this nice hub for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Except I can't even play Minuet yet.
Well,
hopefully soon.
You need a bottle at least, right?
Yeah, I need bottle or Ocarina. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Hey, chat. Look, I got as your word clapped by Morpho. Okay, it happens.
We have a that's a fairly good hint. I got a hint for Nocturne of Shadow in Lost Woods' Child. Although it's the Ocarina game, there's this pretty infamous mini game in Lost Woods where you have to memorize the song. This version actually has a pretty nice quality of life feature to make it very fast, but I still do need. What is that? That's a boss key?
It is.
Hold on, let me. Yeah, that I don't think I can grab that right now, but I can take a peek at it and see if I can see which boss key it is. Because this actually does have like different texture models for which boss key it is. So that's, even if I can't get it right now, it'll be very good information.
Oh, definitely. You're still doing quite the number of glitches considering you don't have the items I associate with glitches, like bombs and bottles, for instance.
Yeah, there's those are definitely the big ones, but there's still a good number of glitches you can do without them. Although usually they're trickier. But they're also more, honestly, sometimes more interesting without having to rely on bottles and stuff and bombs. There's some really interesting ones you can do without them, so I kind of like them. Because I will, honestly, sometimes these seeds can be more interesting if it takes a while to find stuff like bombs. Although, that can also bite me if it takes too long, then it starts to get really bad. So that was actually Spirit Boss Key.
Yes.
At Zora's River, Gold Skulltula. So that's pretty good. Even if I can't get it right now, it's probably wouldn't be too long until I can find it.
I noticed that the folks from your community were posting the ZFG fast stare emote. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's great.
So
yeah, so go ahead.
Oh, all I was gonna ask is, do you have a favorite of your emotes? Because I've been seeing quite a number of
I guess Run Ogre's the classic. That and also Speed Frog.
Gotcha. Okay, so you were saying?
Oh yeah, so I was saying, I mentioned earlier that usually I want to do a lot of adult checks first. Adult can usually do things faster and easier than child, but adult did not result in a great number of checks. I mean, I got some important like future items like Mirror Shield and a boss key and knowledge of a second boss key. Those are all good, but they're not going to immediately help me. So I'm going to go back to child. Hopefully I can get some better stuff here. Child does have like usually fewer restrictions on checks, like easier checks to do without a lot of items. So first I got to do some night market stuff. I got an easy check here with Richard, and then also a shop, one more shop to check.
There's Richard's favorite check.
Yeah.
So oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got the claim check, but wallet, that's huge.
Nice.
I got the claim check, but I got a hint about claim check being junk earlier, so not going to be too important. I actually got several... Come on, let me buy it. I got several important things in shops earlier that I can now buy. I can buy iron boots and a fire key now, and bomb shoes from Medigoron. So actually, I might make this a pretty short child trip. Oh no, I already checked here. Yeah, you know what? I'm going straight back to adult. That's all I need. Just that wallet.
Well, that was pretty short-lived.
Yeah, I was expecting to do more stuff, but honestly, this is good. Yeah, this will get me bomb shoes, which is huge. And then iron boots, also really good. Yeah, this is... That one item is already pretty significant.
Does it make up for the hook shot mishap?
It might. That'll give me explosives and a shield, and so honestly I might be able to do a good amount of Shadow Temple and the Shadow key. I just got a Shadow Temple key also. I also haven't checked where my adult save warp location is. So my overworld spawns are randomized, so I actually don't know where the save warp is going to take me. That is...
Oh! That is a place.
Actually, this is kind of good.
Okay.
This is oddly good, actually. Because this puts me pretty close to Spirit Temple. Whoops. I do have to do the Wasteland blind without Lens of Truth, although it's fairly easy. You have to do it a lot in speedrun, so I'm very used to this, even though I just failed it there. Oh my god. Okay, I usually do this with explosives, where I can usually do a trick called a Hess through this, where I slide backwards really fast. I'm actually not as used to going through it forwards, but that's fine. So yeah, this is kind of oddly good. Like in most cases it's kind of bad, but actually I kind of don't mind this because this gets me to Spirit Temple quickly. Spirit Temple, again, I mentioned earlier that checking the dungeons, because the dungeons are randomized, finding out the dungeon entrances is really important early on, and Spirit entrance is usually one that happens much later in the seed. So actually being able to do it, oh my god, I'm gonna actually die. Well, okay, being able to do this early on is nice if I can actually go through it.
Oh, chat's having a fun time.
Oh
right
yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, I don't even have to look at it. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear it from them.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's so easy.
They were saying something about asking you about Glorp earlier. I assume that's another one of your emotes, maybe.
Oh yeah, not my emote, but a fairly popular one. It's a 7TV emote. Yeah, but everyone loves Glorp.
Gotcha.
He's a little alien cat.
But yeah, no worries about that. I can assure you, chat is having their fun time. I'll say, but that's
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
chat will enjoy it regardless.
I think they were just giving you a little bit of a hard time because you said it was easy.
No, my chat would never give me a hard time like that.
No, of course not.
No,
They're
no.
so perfect and so like 1000% supportive. Oh goodness, no. Going through the wasteland at night, jokes aside, it's not an easy feat, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At least it's not a great thing to do.
All right, so I did another glitch there. That sword, the glitch I did earlier to get glitch damage on my sword, I could do that again to light those torches. Again, my glitch sword damage has properties of Din's fire, and so I was actually kind of lighting those torches with Din's fire on my sword, which is really cool. Also, I saw a song on that gold sculpture that I can't get right now, even though it's like barely off the ground. I barely can get it. I'm pretty sure that's Song of Storms.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which is kind of good. It gives me 3 extra checks. Not the biggest and most important item in the world, but nice to have. Although I know that because I mentioned that, I know Chad is going to mention something about Song of Storms recently. I had a seed recently where it was going to be like a relatively short, easy seed, and Light Arrows was on a Song of Storms check, and I needed to blindly look for Song of Storms for 2 hours before I found it. And that was wonderful. So I hope I'm not jinxing myself by saying, oh yeah, that Song of Storms, that's not that big of a deal.
You know that's going to happen. I mean, there's a reason why we've called it a commentator's curse for years. So for folks who don't know, so ZFG is one of the oldest speedrunners I know in terms of just someone who's been here doing it for this long. And I probably was a couple years after ZFG start. Well, you said 07, right? For your absolute earliest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the SCA forum days.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier with between the Woody page and all that, and that was 2013. So I knew about you back when we had the Woody page where Ustream was a thing, Justin TV was a thing. So it's kind of fun going back and talking about some of the things or tools or lack thereof that we used to have as earlier speedrunners.
Yeah, back in the day, it was kind of rough back in the day with. Dude, I am trying to see this. I think that's a boss key. No, it's a slingshot. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the Y.
Okay, slingshot's still kind of good. But yeah, back in the day, things were pretty crazy back in the day with much fewer resources. I was busy writing down notes and get attacked by an invisible enemy. All right, so we have another dungeon here. Dude, the invisible piece got me.
What? Wow. Okay, so this is just an example of the different enemies that we've been seeing throughout. It looks brutal, especially on 3 hearts. No support.
Yeah, it can be brutal. So there's also a fun setting that I sometimes put on, although not for today, where I can actually have what's called hyper enemies, where the enemies are on 2 times speed, and they can also be random sizes. And doing that can get pretty crazy. Especially with everything being random.
Someone said in chat, we had CRT TVs at only 24 FPS. There are still folks out there who use CRT TVs. However, I believe most folks that are really hardcore into it prefer PVMs nowadays, as far as I know, at least.
Yeah, I was a CRT guy. I actually recently decided that, it's time to get off CRTs. I was CRT gang for a long time, but I was having issues with a CRT, and I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna stop being a boomer and just I'm just switching off of it.
I mean, if you're a boomer, I'm Gen X in that in that analogy. I'm not that far behind you.
Yeah, but I love CRTs, but I think it's time.
So what do you use instead? Just like a monitor, or do you have a PVM?
Yeah, so right now I'm on a monitor. I have a fairly good monitor, pretty low lag. To get into like more details about it, I'm actually really picky about motion clarity, and that's actually like the lag is not really the issue right now. It's motion clarity, and I'm kind of looking into getting a new monitor that will have like a better balance of motion clarity plus lag. And I sad story. I did get a new monitor for exactly those specifications recently, and the lag it had was significantly higher than specified. And not only that, it also had some like other issues with like some panel degradation. I had to return it, and so that was kind of sad. I had what I thought was going to be my monitor that solved everything, and didn't. So I wanted to switch off of CRTs because I was thinking, you know what, CRTs sometimes they're a bit obnoxious to work with, and the monitors seem simpler. And then I tried to switch to mono, and now I'm getting the realization that monitors are not that simple either, and everything's a mess.
Everything is a mess, but that's what happens when we do something as long as we do, right?
Yeah.
We have to adapt to it in different ways. I had to change off to a CRT because mine, the older my eyes were getting, the more I noticed the CRT was flickering. Like I kept picking up this flickering, and I just couldn't even see what I was doing anymore. Is that Dark Link in?
Yep, that's Dark Link. Dark Link is randomized in the enemy pool.
But Dark Link's a mini boss. How does that happen?
Yeah, mini bosses are randomized too.
What? That's wild.
Well, some of them. There are some that aren't quite implemented yet, but I think they're planned.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Link. Actually, fun thing about Dark Link. I think there's an invisible enemy here. I think. Oh no, never mind. It was only okay. Fun thing about Dark Link, he can actually mess with some glitches where, like, if I try to do a Hess, where I haven't done it yet, but it's like this backward speed glitch. If I try to do a Hess with Dark Link spawned, he'll like slow down your Hess speed to a really slow speed, and he can also make you not be able to do full height jumps. Like anytime you jump off a ledge, it'll just be a short jump, which is really annoying.
Chat was saying that you missed a chest somewhere, by the way, just before we get too far away.
Which chest I think I did.
Alcove and raised platform room.
I did miss that, right. Okay, I need to go back there. It'll be quick.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to remind you before we started talking about something and you forgot, so I'm trying to be accountable to chat here too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we got our first boss beaten, Bongo. So that was the infinite sword glitch. You can have your sword swing infinitely, and it just easily stun locks in one cycle's Bongo. No items, just the sword. Yes, and so I mentioned earlier the bosses are randomized. So that was Bongo, the boss of Deku Tree. And so that's actually one thing that makes these settings really cool. The random bosses combined with the random dungeon entrances is usually like the child dungeons, like Deku Tree, Delongo's Cavern. They're kind of thought of as free dungeons because they're really easy to get to the end and beat the boss. But with both the entrance randomized and the boss randomized, like you never know, the Deku Tree, even though it's a really easy dungeon, it's all the way at the Spirit Temple entrance. And the boss, like I was able to beat Bongo there, but like Rova or something, or Rovagia could be the boss of Deku Tree, and then it becomes much harder. And so yeah, it's I really like that aspect of these settings, the random bosses and dungeon entrances. Also, Chad, did I also forget the gold skulltula on the vines in the basement? Because I think I did too.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing you grab it.
Please be ice trap. Oh yeah, if I go back for this check and it's an ice trap, that would be fantastic. Oh lol. Okay, that is.
Wow.
That's very, very good that I went back for that.
I mean, I am not one to do this typically. Also, Adult Link with the Deku stick. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But check out a saying to you there, CFG.
Yeah. It happens. It's not the most unlikely thing. You know what? Okay, there's a lot of checks. I gotta remember a lot of different glitches. There's so many things I gotta keep track of in this. It happens.
I'm sorry, I have to give you a little bit of stuff because, again, you know, I'm kind of like that surrogate for chat, so I kind of have to.
It happens. Even after doing this for so long, it's still hard to keep track of absolutely everything.
If I have learned anything, chat is, I know what was about to happen there. Chat is one of the most resilient forces out there because, trust me, I took them on the Oregon Trail and they still survived back in SGDQ 2015. Like, chat just does not, they don't know how to quit, you know?
Yeah. Also, I got another really great item there. That was another boss key. That was the forest boss key.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're actually doing the item situation in the seed is actually pretty interesting, where a lot of the items I need for like beating bosses, I've got 2 boss keys and a hint for a 3rd. I've got Mirror Shield, I've got Zelda's Lullaby. Those are all great, and I don't have stuff like explosives or bow or hookshot. So like the things I need for like beating bosses, it's going well. The things I need for like movement, glitch tech, like being able to do extra checks, that is not doing so well. So kind of interesting. It's kind of not a little bit unusual, but like in an interesting way.
I do want to remind folks too that might be watching this at a later date on YouTube. Please be sure to follow ZFG at twitch.tv/ZFG1. And do you have a YouTube as well?
Yeah, YouTube is also ZFG.
Okay. So what do you do typically on YouTube? Is it a lot of the same? Do you do shorts? Do you post VODs?
Yeah, my YouTube is a lot of highlight videos from streams.
Okay.
So if you, for the people that like can't really catch full streams and want like little more bite-sized highlight videos of the streams, it's good for that. And also I dual stream my streams on YouTube. So also if you're not really a Twitch watcher, I also have all my VODs on YouTube as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, the dual streaming for Twitch partners has definitely been a useful thing, especially in the past 6 to 8 months or so.
Yeah, dual streaming is really great, I think. As much as I prefer Twitch, it's nice to have like the easily accessible VODs on YouTube.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Someone said imagine ZFG doing shorts. I just gave ZFG some social media content.
Okay, so I kind of do shorts. I mean, there's like some like stream highlight shorts, but also there was a short amount of time where I was doing like glitch highlight shorts, where like I was explaining a glitch in shorts, and they were actually really popular, and I meant to do more and didn't get around to it, but like, a lot of people like them, and it's actually like, I know it's fun to hate on the shorts format, but like that's actually one case I think is actually really good for shorts, like little like hey, here's a fun glitch in OOT that you wouldn't really make a 10-minute video for. If you ever, and I sincerely mean this, if you ever do the ZFG notes social media thing, please let me know. That is something I would very much enjoy. Yeah. that would be pretty funny. So how often do you do randomizers lately? I know a lot of folks have referred to randomizers, thinking of Spike Vegeta in particular, as a part of the speedrunner retirement community, which is kind of a joke, but it's also, there's some kind of truth to that. I've been bouncing back and forth. So for a long time, I was like 90% speedruns, and I do a randomizer every occasionally, like now and then. And then I did a long stretch of randomizer where I'd be doing mainly randomizers for a long time. And now I'm kind of like flipping back and forth between rando and speedruns. So right now I'm kind of doing a little bit of, so I used to do a lot of Ocarina of Time 100% speedruns. And it's been a while since I did that, and we're working on like rerouting and testing new stuff for routing right now for 100%, and then also doing some randomizer on the side. And yeah, people definitely were calling me like speedrun retired because I was doing so much rando at some point. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Sorry, chat's making me laugh right now in response to this. This is so good. Yeah. He's got to make sure it's money to retire. Oh yeah, the shorts. Oh yeah, the shorts money. Oh yeah, there's so much money in the shorts. Oh yeah, my 15 cents per short. I know, seriously. Like one of my best shorts so far, I've like 43,000 on one of my shorts views, and it's like 74 cents. I'm like, yeah, you can't retire. Yeah. I think I have a short with like a few 100,000. Oh my god, bow, that's huge. That's a nice bow. Yeah, I actually like the color on that. I think I have a short with like a few 100,000 views, and it's like $15. What? Are you serious? What the heck? Yeah. Give him 2 years, he's gonna do bingo. Oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah. I can't. Dude, the bingo guys have actually like they've been trying to get me to do bingo for so long. Like they keep saying ZFG wins bingo, ZFG wins, and I do want to do bingo, but there's just like so much stuff other stuff I want to do too. There's a lot of stuff to do in OOT, like between speedruns. Like the speedruns are changing so much because we still find stuff in this game, and then there's randomizers, which have so much variety, and there's bingo. And like there's just a lot of variety in this game, and it's hard to do everything.
Sure. Do you find that it helps you burn out less though to have these randomizers versus just nothing but the vanilla stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good.
Like people ask me how do I play the same game for so long, and like this, like I think this is the only game I could theoretically like play for as long as I have, because when I see like people playing Mario 64 for so long, like I love Mario 64. Mario 64 is a great speedrun, we all love it, right? But I cannot imagine myself running that for like years and years and years when the biggest like new discovery is like we find 1 second time saver per year, excluding carpetless, of course.
Of course, yeah, which that was recently done at this past PAX East. We saw carpetless actually get done on the GDQ stage at PAX East. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was true. I was actually really excited when carpetless was first found, because my first thought when it was found was like the initial setups they found was like, this looks like an OOT setup. Because like OOT, like I know a lot of the Mario guys would sometimes make fun of OOT speedruns for like, it's all set up, you just do like 13 backflips and 15 side ops and turn around and step on your right foot and all that stuff. and then so it's like so funny to see OOT style setups in Mario 64 runs.
I mean, it was still 64. I mean, the engine's similar. And as far as I know, like, this is like the era where we start to clip through things. We start to ignore doors. We start to ignore walls. Like, at least in my experience, the N64 is when that started to happen. As someone who's a 2D speedrunner, I don't really do a lot of, like, clips and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because I'm going back to like again why I like this game so much, why I speedrun it so much. I just really love glitches and like finding ways to break games. Like when I got into speedrunning, it wasn't necessarily for the going fast aspect as much as it was the glitch aspect. Like I originally just liked I like looking up glitches in all my favorite games on like GameFAQs and Cheat Planet. And
you're showing
I'm sorry if some people's bones turn to dust when I say those words.
Oh yeah, I felt that. Dang.
Yeah, so I really just I like looking up glitches, and then when I found out that like people do glitches in speedruns to go fast, I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's like a way to apply glitches to like something useful. I think that's really interesting, so I want to go try it.
Well, how does it feel like? I mean, again, you've been speedrunning since 2007. How do you feel about the evolution of Ocarina of Time tricks and speedruns in that amount of time? I mean, you've seen it all pretty much.
Yeah, it's crazy because at some point we kind of thought that this game is so broken, we found everything, and then we kept finding more and more stuff, and now we don't really think about that. Like, even though it's actually funny how the more we find, the less we think, it's dead, like we're not going to find anymore. We're like, oh yeah, of course we're going to still find more stuff, because it just keeps going and going.
I mean, how long ago did people say, like, the 459 or the 458 Mario 190%, that's it, it's not getting touched? And now we're down to some ridiculous amount right now, 450, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. They're like approaching the task theoretical time in Mario 1. That's crazy.
I'm sure that'll happen one day in Ocarina of Time speedrunning too, as long as folks keep plugging away at it.
Yeah.
Nice score on Maze.
Yeah, this maze is really fun with testing. So yeah, I just got the bomb chews that I was talking earlier about how important explosives, bomb chews, or bombs are. And so now I can do this glitch called Hess, where I can slide backwards really fast, and it can clip through those rocks, which is really good.
And what does Hess stand for, just again for folks who might not know?
So it's hyper extended super slide. Okay. It's kind of a weird name, but like it's one of those names where there was originally this trick called the super slide, which involves trying to grab a bomb as it explodes and then shielding it and moving backwards really fast. And then we found out you don't need to do grab a bomb with it, and then we called it there was a midpoint where we found the extended super slide, where you could do a slightly slower super slide without shielding explosion like from a bomb. And then we found out you can actually do it at full speed, so then we went with hyper extended super slide. So it's this weird you know those names where like the name of something is not super accurate because it goes through multiple different changes from original discovery.
Sure, it's
one of those cases.
It's like a game of telephone almost. Or the
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
I can't kill this guy.
Yeah, you seem to have issues with Reded and Gibdos today. Like, I don't mean to call you out, but also, again, if I don't do it, chat's gonna be disappointed in me. So
they're rough when it comes to enemy randomizers, because okay, when you're speed running, you're taught okay, you can just run past the enemies. You don't need to kill the enemies. Just run past them, just tank them, and it doesn't totally work with the Gibdos and the Rededs, and so that ends up happening.
Also, I want to point out something else that ZFT is doing that doesn't seem very obvious, but it amazes me every single time you do it. When you go to look at a check, you don't take long. You literally, it's like one glance, and I have to process what I just saw, but you're already like another screen over from there, so I find that really impressive. Yeah, there's a handful of items I want. That is actually a pretty good item. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can actually... Oh, I should... Okay, I think I can get it, but I'm gonna have to do something a little weird that I'm not used to. I'm gonna try it in just a second. So that item in that ice is Furrow's Wind. Mm-hmm. It lets you set a warp point, which can actually be really useful in rando, although not strictly required for anything. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna have to do a trick called a weird clip, where I can kind of clip through certain rounded collision. There we go, I got it. With I can roll into an explosion, hold down, and try to take out a first-person item, in that case the ice arrows, and that lets me clip through that red ice, and so I can get that Furrow's Wind early. So I don't have magic yet, so I can't quite use that yet, but if I get magic, then I'll immediately be able to use that, and that can be pretty useful. I was just about to say that for you, but you got that. How do you even read chat and do all this? Oh my gosh, CFG. Dang. Just a lot of being used to just doing it for so long. Sure. Yeah, there's no magic yet for the blue fire arrows, so unfortunately, without anything to give to it, those cannot be used quite yet. Yeah, I can at least use it as just a regular bow, which is still, oh my god, invisible enemy just falling down right on top of me. Yeah, chat was earlier, why are there invisible enemies? And I'm like, why not? What, scared of a little invisible enemies? Yeah. Nah. Yes, if they could be like invisible Dark Link, yes, as a matter of fact. Oh, this is so impressive. I haven't seen... So is this a dev branch you're currently on right now? So this is called Ship of Parkinian. It's the PC version of Ocarina of Time, and so it has these extra... so it's like a kind of completely different build of Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and they got a lot of custom builds with custom settings and stuff. It's really cool. You can do a lot of extra stuff on that. I'm gonna have to give this a try at some point, because there's a lot of features here I haven't engaged with, but it looks pretty awesome. Very terrifying, but pretty awesome. Yeah, you can do some like pretty horrifying things on this. So there's actually a setting for so you know, one-hit KO. Like people sometimes do one-hit KO. I'm not the biggest fan of it on its own, but there's also this setting where you can have your file deleted if you die. Yeah, I watch Majin Phil does that on a pretty regular basis. And he was actually one of the people that talked to one of the devs to get some stuff implemented with that. There's also this other cool setting where you can have it so every time you get hit, you lose a heart permanently. And then if you lose gloom damage. Yeah, gloom mode. Yeah. Exactly, like it's named after the gloom from Tears of the Kingdom. Yep. And that's actually a really cool setting you can do too. So I actually did runs of that for a little bit, and it's really fun. Like having to play the game completely differently, where like you really have to pay attention to every single enemy. You cannot get hit at all. Like a single enemy is, you know, permadeath style like damage. It's actually really interesting. Do you enjoy that though on any given day, or do you kind of have to be in a mood for that mode? Yeah, it's kind of a mood thing. It's something that I kind of I can't just do it on a whim. It's like I have to plan for it and, you know, grind it out like several days in a row. It's one of those kinds of things. I can't just like do it on a whim. Oh, So we are also at that hour mark. So again, we don't have to do it right now, but just whenever the next good time to take a break is. It doesn't have to be this second.
There's actually a good break coming up just a second. I'm about to finish Ice Cavern. That'll be a perfect time.
Great.
I can do a Hess. I'm messing it up.
And by the way, to mods watching, that says 5 hit. It doesn't say what you think it does, although it's hilarious.
I don't know what else it could be. It's just 5 hit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, sure. 5 hit happens, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. So didn't get too much on Ice Cavern, but yeah, this would be a good point for a break if we want to take a break here.
All right, sounds good. So folks, again, we're going to take just a very brief break, so be sure to stretch, hydrate, and we'll be right back with random number generation. Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I'm joined here by ZFG, and this is Ocarina of Time Randomizer. No logic involved. So are you ready to go, ZFG?
Yeah, I'm ready to get back into it. We can start again in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we just left off finishing off Ice Cavern, which was randomized to the Fire Temple entrance. I actually don't have a good way out of here, so I'm actually gonna have to save and reset to get out of here. And this will have my randomized overworld spawn again back in the desert. Go back here. It's actually good because I actually forgot I wanted to check something back here. Actually, I guess I couldn't have done it earlier. But I wanted to go to Gerudo Fortress. There's also another dungeon entrance here, Gerudo Training Grounds, which I can check to see what the randomized dungeon entrance is. And then I guess I kind of could have done it earlier, but it would have been annoying without bomb shoes. Now I have that, so I can do a bit more here. And as well as I can also... Are you serious? That got me caught. Okay, so the Gerudo guards there have worse vision at night compared to daytime. So I usually am there at night, I guess, being a little bit too used to their night vision. I just walked right into that.
I like sometimes just how deadpan your commentary is.
Yeah.
Just walked right into that.
Whoops.
All right, so what settings do you have on for Gerudo Fortress?
So I only have the one guard on for Gerudo Fortress, so nothing too crazy for this.
Good. I didn't know if that was in the item pool because it's key sanity, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that in the pool too? But no, you're good.
Yeah, sometimes I do like the random key on. In my more crazier settings, I like to have it on. For this, I kept it a little bit lower on the craziness scale so it doesn't go too long. If I really put on all the settings I like, then it approaches like 6 hours, and you know.
Yeah, that's what chat was saying earlier. They're like, is this gonna be 4 to 5 hours? No, we do have another show after this tonight. We were talking about that earlier, though.
Yeah,
how you said
can't spend all day on it.
No, you sound so sad about it.
No. I like it when I have to go slightly insane with all my crazy settings.
I mean, what is the biggest loop that a seed has ever thrown you for, so to speak?
It's hard to say. Like, I guess just not giving me explosives for forever can always be really, really bad. There's actually one setting I'm not doing that I really like, which is so I have the bosses and the dungeons randomized. There's a setting to combine those pools, which means that boss entrances can lead to dungeons and dungeon entrances can lead to bosses.
Oh, wow.
And there's this what that means is that a dungeon, like a boss door in a dungeon, can lead to another dungeon, which can lead to another dungeon. So you can actually get these chains of dungeons, like leading from one to another. And I've gotten some where I have like a chain of 7 dungeons back to back, where you have to beat one dungeon to get to another, all the way down, and it can get really crazy like that.
Wasn't there something early on like that called Beta Quest or something like that, where like everything was just mixed up entrance-wise?
Yeah, kind of. So Beta Quest is just like every single entrance is randomized and decoupled, which means that like going back through the entrance you came from doesn't take you back to where you came from.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's a separate thing, but yeah, that's also pretty crazy. I kind of don't like that too much. It's a little bit too crazy, but I do it sometimes on occasion.
I feel like something like that would give me a headache after a couple hours. I know
Yeah.
as a viewer, it's really hard to follow as well.
Because it's cool, but it's also like non-stop note-taking if you really want to, not get completely lost.
Sure. And right there, just, again, taking apart that iron knuckle like it's nothing. Just move the sword in front of it, just dead.
Yeah, ISG's really nice like that. ISG can really take down enemies pretty nice and easily. So, oddly enough, GTG, Gerudo Training Grounds entrance was vanilla, led to Gerudo Training Grounds. So, I mentioned it earlier how I kind of didn't care about having GTG keys, so I can usually use glitches to skip them. I'm actually a little under equipped for skipping them, so I kind of can, but I have to do some really annoying stuff, which I kind of don't want to do right now. I'm not too desperate yet, so I'll keep the super crazy annoying stuff for later if I have to.
If you come back here after this, then you are desperate. Okay, I'll have to.
Yeah, if I come back here without hookshot, I'm desperate. If I come back here and I don't have hookshot, then that means something is going horribly wrong.
Gotcha. And I mean, again, without logic, this is where the wildness of the settings can really take off, because who knows what's going to happen with that.
Yep, it could. That always could happen.
So you're just here getting a few checks right now, like nothing major. Yeah, you're leaving.
Yeah,
anyways.
just checking a few basic things if I could get them. Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna head back down to Lake Hylia. Actually, I was in Fire Temple earlier. I did a clip to get to Water Temple entrance earlier, which led to Fire Temple. Oh, I actually forgot the box. Can I? You know what? I'm actually gonna do a quick save warp because I forgot something.
I'm not gonna tell anyone.
And my save warp's like right behind here, so it'll be very quick. Yeah, I actually want to go back to the Fire Temple entrance I found earlier because there's a hint I can get for the Fire Temple boss key, one of the boss keys I don't have yet, which will actually put me in a really good position just for information-wise on the boss keys.
Someone in chat asked, what is the worst chest hookshot could be in?
Something super deep in Shadow Temple, I guess, at this point, or there's a lot of candidates, maybe like top of Spirit Temple. Top of Spirit Temple is also really bad. Also, so I just said I was gonna go back to Fire Temple to get a hint for the Fire Boss key, and then I find the Fire Boss key on the way back there, so never mind about that.
Well, that works. I was gonna say Upper Fire sounds kind of bad too, to find something like that. Surprisingly
not. Actually, okay. Fire Temple is surprisingly easy without hookshot. Actually, well, okay, 90% of fire is not that bad without hookshot. 2 checks are. There's 2 checks, the Pierre checks where you normally need Scarecrow Song.
Yep.
That one's pretty bad. I could hover up there if I have, as long as I have enough explosives, the hover actually isn't that bad. I am going to, yeah, this is actually a good idea. So I don't have to go back to the water temple entrance now, but I actually do want to go up to Zora's Fountain. So, oh my god, this guy, oh no, he's stuck, okay. That Stalfos was scaring me, but luckily I think I'll be fine as he gets stuck in a corner. So normally you can't take the shortcut from Lake Hylia to Zora's Domain as adult, but you can actually do a mega flip to, he hit me out of bounds. Okay, that works out, but I clipped out of bounds and was supposed to hit the loading zone, and the Stalfos actually hit me during the short period where I was out of bounds, but luckily hit me into the loading zone, so that was actually kind of funny.
I like that.
He got me.
Yeah.
He got me even though I thought I was safe, but at least, you know, it wasn't a big deal. So that's a quick way to get here. Forced small key. I'll take that. Ooh, don't mind another key there.
What is up with the Goron and the Zora tunic colors? They're looking a little earthy.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, so this has, you can randomize the cosmetic colors for this, which is cool. So I'm actually wearing the Kokiri tunic right now, which is nice and blue. And the Goron tunic, I can't even see that. The Goron tunic color earlier was also in that shop there, was also a bit weird.
Yes, it was.
So King Zora up here, King Zora's frozen in red ice right now. I'm gonna read this sign, and by reading that sign, he will magically be unfrozen when I come back in a sec.
Wait a second, does that work in any iteration of Randomizer?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's not quite as simple as just to read the sign. So more specifically, what's happening is that you have to read the sign and have the camera pan towards King Zora as the text is on screen. There's actually, so depending on your settings, it can be a little bit easier or more difficult. So if King Zora is not moved from his original position where he's in the center there, it's actually a lot easier. I have the harder version on where he's moved to the side, so it's a little bit more precise. But yeah, you can, if you just read the sign in just the right way while he's off screen and comes on screen during the camera pan, then he gets unfrozen like that. He did not end up giving me a good item though.
Oh, it's still cool to see though.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing. And I got another instance of trying to do what's called a weird clip. I did this in Ice Cavern earlier to get Fro's Wind. I'm going to try to do it again to skip Silver Gauntlets, needing to... Okay, here we go. To skip needing Silver Gauntlets for that rock. That one's a bit tricky, especially doing that with bomb chews. Doing it with bombs, it's really, the timing is really easy with bombs. With bomb chews, you have to be really fast on pulling out the bow and then also rolling like almost frame perfectly. And this lets me check a gold skull up here.
This seems to be a skull location that everyone forgets about.
Yeah, this is one of the most forgotten for sure. It's a boss key. Okay, I can get this. It's gonna be a little awkward. So I can do a bomb hover where I shield damage. I get the infinite sword glitch and then shield damage in the air. And then this lets me hover in the air, and if I do it repeatedly, I can repeatedly do it to gain height, and this will let me get this early. And here's my shadow boss key. All right, that's actually, we're doing super well on boss keys. That's 4 out of 5 boss keys, and I even have a hint for the last one. So that's huge, actually. My regular item set is not super great, but having all the boss, essentially all the boss keys, is super nice, as well as Mirror Shield. I can also peek what's down here. That's a heart container, don't need that. And then we can get... Go ahead.
Is today actually your birthday, or is this like an orator type meme?
No, yeah, that's joke. Every day is my birthday apparently.
Oh my gosh,
so
it's the
yeah.
It's the orator meme. Gotcha.
Yep. All right, Dodongo's Cavern. There's another high value one because it doesn't have a boss key. Even though I'm already doing so well on boss keys, but not needing one anyway is good. So, Dodongo's Cavern, fairly easy to check most things here. So this should be Oh, outside Ganon's castle is foolish. That really only gives me like one hint I can skip, but nice to know. So yeah, the Mongo's Cavern, not too crazy. I did do the empty jump slash glitch earlier that I mentioned that can break those mud walls and like act like Din's Fire and a bunch of other weapon types, like how it just broke that wall there. So I'll be using that for a lot of the Mongo's Cavern. Please leave me alone. Is that? I can't even see what that is. That's a key. Another water temple key. Okay, cool. I need to see how I'm doing on keys. So I've got 2 forest keys, 3 fire, 3 water, 1 spirit, 1 shadow. So in no logic with glitches, you don't quite need all the keys for dungeons. Usually you can use glitches to skip a good number of keys. So the thresholds I usually like to hit are 2 forest keys, 4 fire keys, 2 or 4 water keys, depending on how annoying I want a water temple to be. 1 spirit key is fine, but like 2 or 3 would be nice. And shadow, usually I want the most. I want like 3 or 4. Is that gonna work? Yep, there we go. So that triggered the stairs. So I'm actually doing fairly good on the small keys. Worst case scenario, I could do some annoying glitches to skip some stuff. Oh, forgot I gotta kill this guy. So yeah, the items we're looking for right now, bombs would be really nice. Magic is super good. Oh, I still do not have any way to play a song. That's actually probably the biggest issue right now, is somehow after all this time with no logic happening, I still cannot play a song. I have no bottle and no ocarina.
I mean, and what is that? There's 4 bottles and 2 ocarinas, so 6 checks. I mean,
yeah.
Dang.
6 checks and none of them. So I just saw the Kakiri sword there. That's kind of good. Usually child is not super important. Like having a sword as child is definitely super nice, but I also probably don't need to do that much of child at this point. I might go back for that. I could kind of hover for it, but it would have been annoying. It'd probably be easier to leave and re-enter and then go backwards the normal way. Because normally to get that, actually no, I'd still have to hover to it. I might just skip that, honestly. Kakiri sword's not the biggest, not the most important thing. As nice as it is to have, probably not worth it. Why am I skipping money? I probably should have. Oh, yeah, I really should get at least 1 more rupee. I really should not. Oh no, please, give me a rupee. I need a rupee right now. Oh no. No, the one time I need a rupee. 1
Hylian dollar.
Can I just get a single rupee? Any rupee count besides this?
You don't like the zoomer joke, huh?
No. Okay, there we go. We're out.
Aww,
we're out of the curse zone.
Cat's gonna be sad about that.
Cat just had to notify me of my rupee count.
I mean, y'all told on yourselves there.
Oh, we got the Stone of Agony. This is Cat's favorite item. It does absolutely nothing.
Oh, you don't do the thing where you can't read your hints until you get the stone?
No, I kind of used to like that setting, and then the more I play with it, the more I'm like, it's kind of annoying to not have any hints for, you know, sometimes the entire rando. Especially, sometimes playing with no hints is fun, but especially in no logic, like when you can't even like follow logic, it's hints are like more important, I think, in no logic.
No, I could see that being a thing. Yeah.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Extra quiver. I can always use some more arrows.
No, I don't think we've done bomb tree bowling yet.
No, not yet. I think, did I ever pass? No. I have not even had a chance. I haven't passed bomb tree bowling with having bomb shoes yet. So it's not me forgetting. I just haven't actually had the chance.
Well, you said you don't spend a lot of time as Child Link if you can help it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, there's okay, I dodged it. There's a
A wall master.
Right at the last second, I heard the sound of a wall master. I'm like, no, I cannot let chat see me get caught here.
Oh, it's just a comedy of errors at that point.
Yeah. All right, so we got another boss coming up. Oh, vanilla boss, King Dodongo. Actually, this will be pretty interesting. So, King Dodongo, normally you're supposed to throw bombs in his mouth, and I don't have bombs. But bomb chews actually do work. You just have to manually feed. You have to like put the bomb chew in his mouth. So I have to like do a backflip and have him eat the bomb chew mid backflip. You have to like actually just put it in his mouth, which is really cool. And then for the second one, I can do a ground jump. I try to pick up that bomb flower while shielding and targeting, and that lets me actually do a jump off the ground so I can put the bomb chew in his mouth. And that's how you can beat him without bombs. Yeah, here comes the airplane. You're literally doing Here Comes the Airplane with King Dodongo.
I never knew you could defeat King Dodongo that way. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's an old low percent strat. It was found for ways to try to skip bombs like long time ago. All right, and that is 2 bosses beaten. Again, we need 6 out of 8 bosses. We've got 2 down. That's fairly good, actually. And then, so still working on checking all the dungeon entrances too. So I actually know a pretty good number of dungeon entrances. We've got one more here, Jabu. So Jabu, you are not supposed to be get into Jabu as adult. There is just ice replacing where Jabu would be as child. The loading trigger for Jabu actually still exists under the ice. And if you clip into the ice, you can actually hit it as adult. So I'm going to do a combination of a hover and a mega flip, where I'm going to look for a specific frame of this bomb chew flashing and hover just above the water. And then I'm going to set up for doing a mega flip mid hover. And then that clips me into the ice and into Jabu, which is the Spirit Temple. Nice. Oh, yeah, I don't have... Okay, so into Spirit Temple, I don't have silver gauntlets. I'm a little under-equipped for a lot of stuff, but I can clip past this. By getting a precise angle here, I can do what's called a triple slash clip. Am I going to be able to do it with this beam? You know what? I'm going to have to kill the Demos. He's going to ruin this.
Oh, Beamos
he
are
might...
notorious for that.
Yeah. That guy has a 50% chance to drop bombs, or in that case, bomb shoes, but did not give me a drop. It's a little unfortunate, but not too bad. So what I can do in this corner is do a triple slash combo and then pull out the bow on a specific frame, and this moves Link back. How is that P-hat down there? That's interesting. Wow, and he got me even down there. Okay, so yeah, so what I was saying is if I can do this clip out of bounds and try to skip past the silver block you normally need the silver gauntlets for. Okay, now he's not down there. This is okay, you know what, I can kill him with bow. No, he's just gonna okay, I'm fine. Well, that was awkward. Did not see that coming.
I mean, surely you've seen it before, though, right? Like, you've seen everything that can happen here.
I haven't seen that specific combination of a P-hat camping in the void.
Oh no, it's the thing, just phrased differently. Sorry, it's a thing that happens here. Chat, you know what the thing is.
Oh, that's never happened before.
There you go.
That one. Yeah, there we go, of course.
So sorry. Before I was moving, what were you saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just saying, kind of got caught off guard there, but yeah. So Spirit Temple, oh, we've got fire arrows there. I do have, wait, can I get that right now? I cannot. Not easily, at least. Okay, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to write that down. I don't know how important that's going to be. If I had the hook shot, I can do this weird out of bounds clip to get it, even without Song of Time. But for now, I think I'll skip that. So anyway, in Spirit Temple, I do have the Spirit Boss Key, right? No, Spirit Boss Key was the one that I couldn't get yet. I actually could go back and get it now. But I guess for right now, I'll just do a few checks here. And Skull Kid is hitting me through the statue. The enemies here in Spirit Temple are ruthless today. Okay, we got a health refill there.
So now I'm starting to understand what you mean when I was talking about like stuff being in fire versus stuff being in spirit.
Yeah, it's yeah, it can be Spirit Temple can be a little bit complicated with having to do a lot of skip. So this is actually another like kind of complicated skip. Climbing up the wait, why am I doing this? I don't need to do this. Never mind. Don't even do this trick. I was gonna do that trick to clip into the head to clip to where the boss door is, but I could get a hint for where the boss key is, even if I don't have the boss key. But I know where the boss key is. Like maybe I should actually get the hint, because there's always a chance that one I saw earlier could have been an ice trap. Maybe I should have actually got it. Surely it won't be an ice trap. Surely I won't regret it. So I'm trying to do the glitch sword damage trick again. To get fire on my sword. Here we go. Yeah, surely the odds of it being an ice trap are low enough that I don't have to actually worry about it, right? Surely.
I mean, depends.
It'll be funnier, you know, if it is an ice trap, it'll be funny.
Oh, of course.
For the content.
Always. Never was a fan of pea hats just being in random places.
They are surprisingly annoying. There's a lot in enemy rando. You learn that some enemies that you wouldn't think of as being too threatening become really awful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still kind of hoping for some sort of bottle instrument for you.
Yeah, I would love to be able to play a song. I just got another song there, Bolero, which is a great warp song, one of the best, and I cannot use it. All right, so I can get like 1 or 2 more checks in here, and then I'm probably going to be temporarily done with Spirit Temple. There's an Iron Knuckle on his way. Hopefully I can pull this fast enough and just ignore him. Oh no. All right, we'll just kill him.
A lot of Iron Knuckles in this seed so far.
Yeah, when all the enemies have like an even chance for randomization, you see a lot of Iron Knuckles. It's not just restricted to like, you know, late game places. You can just find them anywhere, which is really fun.
Doesn't sound like you're having fun with them.
Yeah, they're honestly not that bad. They're relatively easy to cheese. So, but also sometimes you just want to ignore them. All right, so we got a chest here. Another song, Serenade. There's actually like 3 of the best warp songs, and I know where Nocturne is too. We got a key there. What key is that? Do I care about that? That is Bottom of the Well. Do I have a Bottom of the Well key yet? I don't. I probably... Yeah, I'll go for this once. Not the most important, but it's nice to have.
Just giving you a moment to focus here. This looks tough.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Ooh, I'm in a weird position here, actually. I think I have to just hope that this works. Wait, I do like... I think I got it. Okay, I got it. Nice.
Yo, let's go. Very nice. So,
go ahead.
how long did these tricks take you to learn, ZFG?
It's kind of hard to put an exact number on that because I kind of just learn the glitches as they're found, or like as I find a need for them. Like a lot of times in Randall, I'll have to look up things that like I know I've seen a video of it, and I have to just like try to look up this video with like 28 views on YouTube and kind of just learn as I go. But like getting good at these glitches in general, like when I first started, it took a very long time to even get down some basic stuff like super slides and hovering like early on. But as I played a lot, just like learning the mechanics of the game, like the biggest thing is just like learning how the mechanics work. And then the more you learn about the mechanics, it's easier to learn the new stuff. But definitely early on, it takes a lot of trial and error and figuring out a lot of nuances to how the mechanics work. But then once you get those down, then it's a lot easier to learn the bigger stuff. But there's a lot to it for sure. So I do know that there's Spirit Boss Key here that I need to get, but I also need some explosives to hover to it. So I'm gonna grab these bomb chews. That's actually some really good luck there, getting 3 from one patch. Then I'll go back up and grab that boss key, which is surely not a nice trap. Yeah, the 144p 10 years old videos, love those. Unlisted too. Oh man.
And probably somewhat blurry knowing them. Yeah.
On a bad emulator that has really, really glitchy textures. On VHS, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or
that's how they used to submit speedruns back when ZFG started.
Yeah. I actually barely missed the VHS window. I actually started with a fancy DVD recorder.
Oh, dang.
All right, so yeah, this guy has a boss key, so I can do a hover over here to hopefully grab this. And having all 5 boss keys this early is actually very good. Even if I don't necessarily have the best like general purpose items, all these boss keys are super nice. All right, it's real. All right, I also remember I need to go get what was it, the iron boots and another fire key from some shops. We're gonna go shopping. I was hoping to do this earlier, but didn't really have the best opportunity earlier. Okay, I guess I'll get iron boots first. The Dazzle DVC 100, true. Yep, that was my first capture card. I had DVD recorders starting, and then I got Dazzle DVC 100. Used that for years. And then moved on to the GV USB 2, the Japanese capture card, and then finally got some HDMI stuff. I actually got modded HDMI consoles just for more easily streaming and higher quality. I've got a modded Wii and N64, both that output HDMI, and simplifies so much, so nice.
This seems like such a dense game too, in just the number of glitches that can be learned.
Yeah, insanely dense. Like I think this game has an argument for like one of the glitchiest, like most broken games of all time. Honestly, like I'm obviously biased, but I would probably say that it just is #1. It's got, stiff competition from like Gen 1 Pokemon and Donkey Kong 64, but it's insane how much stuff there is in this game.
I I mean, sure, this was probably one of the most popular games to speedrun, so if there were more eyes on it, more stuff could be found.
Yep, exactly, for sure. Yeah, so many eyes on this, and then just in general, like the game having so many different options to work with, like just having so many different items and like a big world to explore and stuff like that, that also really helps. And then also, the more we find, it also makes it easier to find stuff, because like the glitches are essentially your tools to work with for finding new stuff, and then you find enough glitches, you can combine them to find new stuff, and then you have the new stuff that you combine with other stuff to find new stuff. So it's kind of like this. I really grabbed the rock. I'm trying to do a glitch where I'm trying to get to the Shadow Temple early. So there's this glitch called a super slide teleport, where I can, this is actually another instance of, you know, combining glitches that we were just talking about, where I want to do a super slide off a piece of grass. This makes me go really fast backwards with a high speed. And when I stop the super slide, it involves trying to pick up the grass. And if I let go of the super slide, Link tries to pick up the grass from far away and gets teleported to it. The one thing is, though, it doesn't affect Link's height when he teleports back to it. So I'm going to go up these slopes here, and Link is going to teleport back, but with the same height. And I also have the infinite sword glitch active. The infinite sword glitch prevents Link from falling, so he just gets stuck in the air there. Then I can side hop up to this outer ledge and walk around the perimeter of Graveyard up to Shadow Temple early. Normally you would need the Nocturne of Shadow and Din's Fire to get into Shadow Temple, but also there's a load trigger above these stairs that would load the door that would block Shadow Temple that you'd have to open with Din's Fire. And it's not there, and conveniently it actually is Shadow Temple. So we'll actually do some stuff here.
We actually had a question from the chat recently. What is the most recent glitch found?
So it depends on, I'll rephrase this to be most recent big glitch, because like we find even small stuff pretty often. But for most recent big glitch, so in Fire Temple is this really vertical dungeon. Like it's mostly about going upwards. And that's actually the one thing that OOT has not been great at glitch-wise, is like glitches that let you go up really fast. Like we have hovering, but hovering is pretty slow. But there's this one trick called hookshot jump. It's been around for a long time, where you hookshot something and die at the same time, and it lets you jump up really high. And there's this theory to hookshot jump up the entirety of Fire Temple for a long time, but it didn't quite work out, because the one place you could do the hookshot jump was a little bit off to the side of a certain load trigger you would have to hit with that hookshot jump. And hookshot jump is good at going directly straight up, but not like any maneuverability side to side at all. But recently people found that you could combine hookshot jump with a different glitch known as ledge cancel, which seem like completely unrelated glitches. But this ledge cancel glitch, it lets you walk through rounded collision. And that might seem like completely unrelated, but it has this other side effect of, if you die, it delays your death by 1 frame. And what's crazy about that is, by delaying your death by 1 frame when you do a hookshot jump, it means you actually gain control of Link in the air while he's dead doing the hookshot jump. And so with this combination of glitches, we were able to do a hookshot jump and be able to move, have like horizontal maneuverability while doing it. This lets us hit this load trigger that we weren't able to hit in Fire Temple, and now we can actually just jump from the second room in Fire Temple all the way to near the top of it and skip like 2 or 3 minutes of just climbing the temple, which is huge. Because Fire Temple for a long time was like the one dungeon that didn't have, you know, this glitch right to the end thing. I mean, we kind of glitches to the boss door, but not up to the top where the hammer is located. The hammer also being necessary for the boss, Volvagia. Like, there's no way to beat Volvagia without the hammer. And so getting up to the top of Fire Temple is always important. And now we finally have this way to glitch all the way to the top of Fire Temple, and it's one of the coolest glitches too. There's actually a chance I may get to show it off here. Oh my god, there's an invisible Stalfos here, and he is not cooperating.
So, thinking about the way the Volvagia boss is, I'm going to say in turn, because this is another boss I can think of that feels item locked. Is there any other way to be Baronade besides with the boomerang?
No, Baronade, Vavaja, and Twinrova. Those are the three bosses that are all item locked. They need a specific item to beat them, and even with glitches, even with all the glitches we can do, there's no way to beat them without their respective items. Although actually, so Baronade is the closest one. The glitch I've been mentioning a lot with the glitch sword damage, QPA, the one that has like fire, Din's fire damage and stuff. So it also has boomerang damage. And that might sound like, oh, if it has boomerang damage, you can totally beat Baronade with it. And it's so close. You can actually get to the last phase of Baronade with it. It works for 3 of the 4 phases. But on the 4th phase, the final phase, it doesn't stun Baronade like the boomerang normally would. It does damage. And you might think, okay, well, if it does damage, that's fine. But it does 0 damage. In this cruel twist of fate, it doesn't stun. And it does damage, but it does 0 damage, so it doesn't actually do anything. And it's so unfortunate. We almost have a way to beat Baronade without Boomerang, but we don't.
So we had a follow-up question, I'm trying to find it, to the Fire Temple. I think someone was asking about how you can skip through the Fire Temple. I think someone had asked, for the randomizer, is it easier to go to the top of Fire Temple and work your way down, or does it not matter?
So it depends on the definition of easier. So without the glitch to the top of Fire Temple, you can messing up here. Without the glitch to the top of the Fire Temple, you can check everything with 4 keys, 5 if you don't want to do save scumming. Well, not even then, still 4. But with that glitch to the top of Fire Temple, you only need, I think, 1 key to check everything. And so key-wise, that's a lot better. But the hookshot jump is fairly difficult. After a lot of practice, it's not too bad. But definitely, like, if you're just learning stuff, it's definitely going to be a trickier thing. Also, I finally found an Ocarina. And it, of course, is something I have to do a big hover to. Although, actually, this is perfect positioning. Because I can finally play Zelda's Lullaby, and Zelda's Lullaby is needed to activate this boat. So, here we go. Let's go finally play a song. Actually, this is super convenient because not only do I have Zelda's Lullaby, I also have 1 small key, and you actually need exactly 1 key to get to the boss here. As well as the boss key, because I miraculously have all 5 boss keys. So, that is actually an incredibly convenient ocarina. That's Plando level ocarina.
I think someone had mentioned, yep, right there in chat. Again, someone
yeah,
mentioned
of course.
I just love this tone that you seem to have that covers so many words at once. Like, yeah, I've heard that one before. Like,
yeah,
it's so good.
my chat has said everything before. I can read my chat so well. Everyone, they're very predictable. I know everything they can say at this point.
It's like you know it's going to happen before they say it, and you have the tone to reflect that, and I appreciate that.
I know you guys. I know you guys.
So I have to ask, did you make any plans to go to SGDQ, or like did you submit anything?
No, not this SGDQ. No.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
No,
sorry,
it's okay.
I might actually go to AGDQ though.
Well, if folks want to go to SGDQ, I did want to remind them that SGDQ 2026 will be live in Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th through the 12th, and go to gdq.gg to learn more, register for the event. Stay tuned for the schedule coming out May 1st, which is already so soon. So you said you're thinking about submitting to AGDQ. Any thoughts as to what category?
Yeah. Yes, but secret for now.
Oh, okay. All right. I will not pry that. I'm excited to see what you'll submit. I feel like there's so much lore that I have missed with your chat, but like I kind of get it too though, because it's kind of like reading, and I think this is just a product of how long, we've been around, but it's kind of like reading an old school Twitch chat almost.
Yeah, like especially because my chat, I guess just being a super old chat, it's just so much lore gets built up, and then also like so many of my chatters have been around for so long. Some of these guys. Oh, dude, I finally found the hookshot.
Yo, what a
Dude,
place
actually,
for that.
Dude, yeah, that hookshot I got hinted at earlier that said it was in Shadow Temple. This is the end of Shadow Temple. That's deep.
That's brutal.
But I mean, I got it. Oh yeah, I was going to. Yeah, I have a weird thing I have to do here. So I need to do. Can I climb this? Where am I going to do this? I need to get QPA again. To get fire damage on my sword, and I am having trouble finding a good place to actually get. Oh, you know what? I can do a different method. Actually, this is gonna be easier. So I've been doing this method where I try to do a jump slash without a sword in my hand, but there's an alternate method where I can also put away a Deku stick and throw a Deku nut at the same time, and then break that Deku stick. This will also give me that glitch sword damage, and this will make the sword be able to burn these webs, or not the webs, firewalls there. Also, fun fact about these firewalls, you're supposed to use Din's fire on them, and a lot of people think, oh, it should be Din's fire or fire arrows, right? But actually no, fire arrows do not burn those things. It's only Din's fire.
I never do that.
It's very, very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, OOT has a lot of inconsistencies with like how certain weapon damage works. Oh yeah, I got that platform in the platform in the skull room would have been a good alternative, yeah, but that was probably faster. But yeah, so I have one key that's enough to get to the boss room. This boss room, the last room before the boss room here is a bit weird. I have to do some mega flips across some invisible platforms. I haven't done this in a while, but I think this should be fine. Yeah, the wood. I'm sorry. I forgot how to talk for a bit. I forgot the name for wood.
You're good.
Okay, this should be fine.
I see the angle's important. Nope.
Yeah, it's important angle, and just having to do it. The thing with this, I'm used to a weirder angle because in speedruns you usually come in here from above with you glitch down here from out of bounds, and you have a very weird angle, which I'm actually more used to the weird angle now, which makes it easier. And now I forget how to do it with an easy angle. All right, but our random boss, we have Phantom Ganon. This is pretty good. It's really good that I got the hookshot for this. So if I didn't, oh no, I guess I have the bow. I could have done it with the bow. But it's possible to do this without bow or hookshot, and it's horrible. I actually had to do it at a GDQ once, and I did manage to get it because I luckily had been practicing it for a completely different speedrun shortly before that, but it's very hard to do this boss without either of those items, but we're good. We can do it the nice and easy way today. And we can do the infinite sword glitch, which is a nice, easy one cycle.
Nice. That's the way we like to see Phantom Ganon. Not at all.
Yep. And Epona's song.
What does that get you, though, when you can glitch to places?
What do you mean by that? Oh, Epona's song?
Yeah, like what does Epona's song do for you here?
At this point, honestly, not that much. Early on in the seed, it can be kind of nice because sometimes, like if I want to get to Gerudo Valley super early on or with very low items, having Epona for that can be good. There's like some weird glitches I can do with Epona as well. Sometimes you can use items on Epona, and it's very situational, but sometimes using items on Epona, you can use like Foro's Wind in the overworld, which can be kind of nice, or some weird hookshot jump stuff, although it's, again, super situational. For the most part, Epona's song, this late in the seed, not that important.
So how close are you to what would look like go mode?
We're actually doing pretty good. So go mode in this is a bit more ambiguous than normal because I don't know what bosses. I know what bosses I can beat, but I don't know where those bosses are. So go mode can be kind of different depending on like if the boss at the end of a certain dungeon is actually beatable or not. But that said, I'm doing pretty good because I have all 5 boss keys. But of those dungeon or like a boss item locked bosses that we were talking about earlier, Volvagia, Baronade, and Twinrova, I only have Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
So that could be a problem.
That would.
I actually.
Yeah.
So I still haven't found. I actually need to update some notes. I forgot earlier. Ooh, chat. Does anyone does anyone remember where Spirit Temple was? I forgot to write down the entrance to Spirit Temple. Oh, it was Jabu, right? It was Jabu. I remember. I didn't forget. It was Jabu. Oh, you know what I can do? Wait.
Trying to think what you have
Sorry,
checked yet. No, you're fine. Someone said something about adult Anju. I was thinking about.
Oh, right. Yeah, I did not do it all in you. Okay. Yeah. So I have one more warp song I can easily get. I can also get a hint for magic. I have to go back to child though, but that's actually pretty good because I have the Minuet of Forest, which will get me to gets me to the hint really easily, and then I can also get to Nocturne of Shadow, the warp song, pretty easily from there. So yeah, I'm gonna head back to child briefly. Probably won't be too long. Just get a few checks and a few easy hints. He's losing it. I just have there's a lot I have to keep track of with hints and things I can still do versus things I can't do right now. Actually, I can do a lot of things right now. I have most good items.
So what else do you do on your stream in addition to this? Is it pretty much just a lot of different variants of Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, a lot of Ocarina of Time stuff. I've been doing more Majora's Mask Randomizer also.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't do Majora's Mask speedruns as much. I used to speedrun it a long time ago, but for now I'm kind of more on the randomizer side for that. Occasionally I'll play some newer games that come out, but mostly, yeah, just OTMM stuff. Lots of randomizers, ROM hacks, speedruns, that kind of stuff.
Now this is more of a banjo mod, but did you ever try Jiggy's the Time, if that's something of it?
I did, yeah. I actually played that like maybe a month or two ago. It's great. I actually loved it.
Very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I had played it too. I mean, the only part of the game I wasn't fond of was the grunny fight, but everything else was pretty sweet.
Yeah, actually, exact same for me. I thought the grunny fight was kind of a little bit much, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, I thought Jiggy's of Time was great. Definitely recommend that. So yeah, I also wanted to check Ganon's castle there, the Ganon's castle entrance. So that's a fun one. So Ganon's castle entrance was bottom of the well. So bottom of the well, you are supposed to enter there as child, and so child is adult can't go through the crawl space. It's supposed to be child only. But Ganon's castle entrance is adult only. There's no way to get there as child. There is a glitch Adult Link can do to get in there. You might also expect some auto mod messages in a second.
Oh no.
But there's a trick you can do to get into bottom of the well early as adult by hook shotting the back of a ladder. But it's pixel perfect basically, and very hard. I also kind of need bombs for it. It's supposed to song, so it's got a bit of an unfortunate name. You can probably piece together from the description.
Yeah, right now chat is also saying, in addition to that, see if she's gonna forget bowling.
Dude, okay, as soon as I say that, magic is in bottom of the well, so yeah, that might be required. Yeah, so I'll be here as child briefly. I'm just gonna check a few things. I really want that bomb bag now. I got a hint for bomb bag earlier. Where was it? Bomb bag was it was Lake Hylia, right? Yeah, Lake Hylia. So I probably need to make a trip to Lake Hylia soon. hopefully I get a bomb bag. If I get that, then we can talk about going to Bomb of the Will, getting magic.
So let me ask you this. If you're really, and you are very good at using Bomb Shoe, why would you need regular bombs, just out of curiosity?
So regular bombs, they can both do most of the same things, but sometimes bombs are a lot easier to work with. The timing is easier, and also doing setups with them is easier.
Sure.
There are some tricks that require like extremely precise setups that doing with a bomb chew, where it's like running across the ground, is really hard, sometimes impossible. Whereas bombs, it'll just be much more free. There's also sometimes I need to do a super slide, which is a glitch that actually requires picking up an item, and bombs can act as the pickup item, whereas bomb chews can't. So there's sometimes where I do need those bombs. So yeah, and mostly it's just easier to work with, but there are some times where I actually need the bombs for like certain setups.
I'm actually surprised you didn't find any. Again, no ocarina, no bottles, no bomb bags by now. That's wild.
I actually did finally find an ocarina. Back in...
there's no spot on the tracker for it. Okay, that's why I wasn't.
Oh, is it not on the tracker? Wait.
Oh, wait, no.
It is.
Right there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's right there. I'm like, wait a second. No, yeah, it's right there.
It's a pretty detailed tracker. I know. Yeah. So I know most randomizers usually use like a more compact tracker, but in No Logic, oddly enough, No Logic makes some items more important than they would in regular rando.
Sure.
And so like having the more detailed tracker is usually a bit better for this.
Yeah, we haven't found the long shot yet. Someone was asking about that.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice. Spread deep into force. What is... Some of these hints are not super great. What is this one? Is that... Spider buried deep in a forest maze. Okay, that is the bean patch. Okay, it could be one of two checks, but I need bottle for this one, so I cannot get this one yet. I actually would like that bomb of the well. I do have a bomb of the well key. Having two would be nice, so I wouldn't have to save scum. But oh well, I'll just do some save scumming later. I might not even have to. There's always a chance I could avoid it.
Here's the thing you were talking about earlier. Whoa.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So they made it super fast in this version. It's okay. I got it. Second try, which is basically first try. Yeah. So we finally have Nocturne. So another nice warp song there. And I do not have Saria song. I'm gonna have to run past this guy.
Yeah, I'm with some of chat here. Someone said, sounds like Sacred Forest Meadow Maze, you know, like the one that's kind of on top of the hedges.
I originally thought of that, but I actually have a thing that actually tells me the exact... This guy wants to sell me a blue rupee for 40 rupees.
No.
I did actually look up like on a document for the exact hints for that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I originally did think it might have been Sacred Forest Meadow, but it turns out it's one of these bean patches, either this one or the other one I passed by earlier by the grotto that I just went in.
Yeah, I would have been confused. I would have thought that was Sacred Forest Meadow.
Yeah, same. I was going to go for Sacred Forest Meadow at that point, but I wanted to make sure and looked it up. But yeah, some of the hints on this version, unfortunately, are not as detailed as like the original version of Rando, which is one of my few complaints. Actually, I need to check stuff over here. And so some of the hints are a bit more ambiguous, which is kind of awkward sometimes. Look up. Yes, it's okay to look up things during a rando. It's important to know your information. There we've got some more keys.
It's so odd seeing this check be done almost 2 hours into a seed.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of child checks end up getting done pretty late in No Logic Rando because, again, I mentioned earlier, like adult is usually better at doing stuff than child, and so in No Logic, it's usually like much more highly beneficial to just rush stuff as adult. And sometimes it actually means that you end up doing not a whole lot as child in general. So yeah, even that actually makes it so like basic checks like this can end up being pretty late. Sometimes it ends up being really funny where like I'm like, oh, I can't find this really basic item. Time to check the spoiler log where it was. Oh, it was Andrew's Cocos. That's like one of the easiest checks in the game, and I just never went there. Well, Deku was Jabu actually. Okay, I'm gonna head back into Deku real quick, and we can check check the boss here. There's a lower chance that I can beat it as child compared to adult, but probably good to just check it anyway. All right, here's the song chat was talking about. Here's your favorite song, chat.
Dang, I just saw the Gerudo mini boss guard from Gerudo Fortress.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep, even those guys, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to check. Yeah.
Yeah, just peeking the Skulltulas from far away. Oh my god.
Oh, hey, it's the light arrows.
Oh wait, actually, okay. I can do a cool thing here.
Right.
So normally in Ocarina of Time, if you try to use the hook shot as child, so there's this glitch called Equip Swap where you can use different items as different ages. Normally, this would actually soft lock the game if you use it as child, but the version I'm playing actually has it fixed and actually makes hookshot as child work fully normally, and that is actually really good right now because otherwise getting this light arrow check would be very annoying. But now here we go, we have light arrows.
Oh, that's impressive. I like that. So again, we don't have to take this right at this second, but just the next spot for a break.
All right, yeah, I think actually I think right up here should be good. Let me just oh my god. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me go. I'll go pick up Rudo and then we can take that break.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah, so right here.
All right, sounds good. So chat, we are going to be taking a really quick break, so everyone be sure to stretch, hydrate, and we'll be right back with random number generation.
As I drove by, thought to myself I could have gone on, but no, I got a feeling we were meant to meet. See, I'm a racer in these metropolis streets. I know you're here for the same thing, but it ain't just your car I wanna be chasing. Swooping, swaying, oh yeah, we racing. It's all just a game, but I ain't needing a straight win, no problem. You can take first place, perfect gentleman, ladies first always. And now you're laughing, you're feeling me right. Hey, let's get it on tonight.
We can drive it like this. We can drive it like that. We can drive it any way that we want to. We can drive it like this. We can drive it like that. We can drive it any way that we want to.
Yo, rolling through London, separated from the pack. Me and mommy pretty much now own the track, and she loving it. Every corner's a drift that she's earning kudos. She's throwing me a kiss. I'm tail chasing, all I see is a red lights. Hypnotized like a deer caught in the headlights. She knows the moves for a freaky night, baby. Hairpin to an easy ride, maybe. Chick is crazy on the throttle and the gear stick. Slipstream and leave you at the back somewhere near safe. And she don't care about the car you came here with. Don't press the pedal if you can't steer quick, cause it ain't how fast you drive, it's how you drive fast. So she's feeling my flow, it's how I rhyme bars. Yeah, she maneuvers alright, senorita, let's get it on tonight.
You can love me like this. You can love me like that. You can love me any way that you want to. You can love me like this. You can love me like that. You can love me any way that you want to.
One to the two to the two to the three. Baby, one to the two to the two to the three. Baby, do you wanna come cruising with me? One to the two to the two to the three. Baby, to the two to the three. Baby, do you wanna come cruising with
Why
me?
don't you come around and see me so I can show you how it used to be? We can
Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I'm joined here by ZFG, and this is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer without logic. So we have the final chapter coming in. Very excited to see how the rest of this unfolds. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go again. We can start again in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so back in Jabu. So this is actually one of the scariest rooms when it comes to enemy randomizer. So Jabu in general, usually Jabu is filled with a bunch of lots but small enemies. Like it's just like a lot of bubbles, a lot of stingers. They don't really do much. They're not really a threat. But when every single one of them is randomized, like this invisible re-dead right here, they become a much bigger threat. And some of these rooms, this room is actually fairly tame so far, but Jabu can randomly become one of the scariest. Okay, that's fine. There is also a wall master trying to get me. Okay, done. Invisible Skulltula. Okay. Okay, this room had like 3 invisible enemies. That's really cool.
I'm sorry, your sarcasm gets me every time, CFG. Anyone who's a regular ZFG's chat, is he normally like this?
Yeah, this is every day.
It's a day that ends in Y for ZFG. And I want to encourage y'all, please be sure to give ZFG a follow. Twitch.tv/ZFG1, and then also YouTube also on ZFG. So please give ZFG all the love. Absolutely deserves it here. Has been doing such a great job here today on the No Logic Randomizer. Yep, there's everyone in chat. Yep. They're giving you away.
Yep. Dude, no. I just got invisible fire keys just burned my shield.
No,
that's crazy.
Worse. No, why? Chat says the FG's sheer dryness is the highlight of the experience. You know, I'm starting to see why. Because a lot of the time, like, I'll just chill and lurk with ZFG in the background, just very relaxing. But like, this is the first that I really kind of listened, and I'm getting this wonderful sense of humor, and I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been great. Okay, I want to do a trick to get to the end of the dungeon without beating Big Octo. How bad is this gonna be?
You tell me.
I'm gonna give this one shot. Okay, we're gonna do one try for this. I had to do this relatively recently for a low percent run anyway, so surely I'll be well practiced with this. Like,
I believe.
Oh, actually got a first try. Okay, nice.
Oh my god! But then again, I heard a little bit of excitement. I heard a little bit there. However, again, someone else from chat. This is why we love him. When he gets world record, he just says, "Cool."
Yeah. All right, and then you can do like this perfect roll from that switch there to the door without holding it down. You're supposed to put a box down on there, and that can just be skipped. Let's see if I can grab this. Oh my god, dude, the invisible enemies are everywhere.
It's the keys. It's the elemental keys today.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot. I also want to hit this switch.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing on Twitch that has happened with time is, you know, you put someone on and you go to sleep, you either take a nap or you go to sleep, and then all of a sudden you hear someone just like very loudly, sorry, not talking about one of my friends who totally hasn't done that several times to me before, Pi, but yeah, someone who just goes wild in the middle of the night. I lost one of his RuneScape runs, like that's how I actually got introduced to him. Woke me up at 7:30 in the morning with him just like shrieking at the TV, and me and Oth just kind of look at each other like, what just happened?
Oh no. Yeah, so my chat always, you know, says my streams always chill. They like to sleep to my streams and everything. Yeah. Sometimes I like to raid Pope Squidward, who has maybe the polar opposite volume level of my chat.
Oh no.
Or my stream, so I always have to be like, okay, guys, we're gonna raid Pope Squidward. Turn your volume down if you're sleeping. I'm very sorry.
That's so sweet of you, though, to like actually apologize for if another streamer pops off. I love that. ZFG doesn't jump scare y'all, only rando scare. Yeah, I can see that. Like you all were so afraid.
Sometimes the random sounds can be very jump scary.
Oh sure. There's a couple enemies like that in this game.
Yeah. Where am I going? I think I just go back to adult. Or no, I want to go back to Lake Hylia. That's it. Serenade. So I got a hint earlier about Lake Hylia having a bomb bag. I'm really hoping I get it here. If I can get a bomb bag, that'll be that'll clear up all my worries. Basically, that I'd be pretty much set on that. Because the big thing right now is I can pretty much beat all the bosses I need, probably. But magic is going to be the one big thing, and I know that magic is in Bomb of the Well, and Bomb of the Well has that weird issue where I can't get in there as child, so I have to get in there as adult. And I'm going to need to do a hard trick that I don't even think there's a setup with it with bomb shoes. I think the only setup known is with bombs. So I really need bombs to do that. I mean, there is always the option of the second magic. There are two magics. I only have a hint for one. Looks like no. Looks like it's not here. I guess. Yeah, I guess we go back to adult. I guess I'll take the owl. So yeah, that bomb bag is really important right now. So I guess I'll go adult, and then first thing I'll do is check some adult Lake Hylia stuff and hope I get that bomb bag. Yeah, the Bomb of the Well in Ganon's Castle is a classic, because Bomb of the Well is like there's a lot of glitches you can do to get in any dungeon, like as any age. Like child can get to a lot of adult dungeons, adult can get to a lot of child dungeons. But Bomb of the Well / like Ganon's Castle entrance, oops, I was going to the owl. That's like the trickiest one for sure. And so that combination of Bomb of the Well at the Ganon's Castle entrance and then having to do that as adult, that's going to be tricky.
Chat, of course.
Fishing. I actually,
yep.
I was gonna say I actually do not have fishing randomized on this. I take fishing off because it's kind of boring. Sorry. I know I do not have Sun Song. I think, yeah, I don't.
I mean, is the Sun Song even necessary besides like a check? Because now that the Skull Tool has come out at night and you can clip through doors, you don't care about doors. Like the Sun Song doesn't seem too useful to someone like you know? Yeah,
not that big of a deal. There are some checks that are still night or day reliant that aren't gold Skull Tools, but they're not that much. Yeah, at this point, it's a nice thing to have, but not anything I'd lose sleep over.
Aw, someone chat's sad that there's no fish today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no fish today.
He hates the loach. It's funny.
I know, Chew Shop didn't have bomb bag. It had a bomb chew bag that I already bought. Mm-hmm. With bomb chew and bomb bag being separate. In Majora's Mask, they're the same thing, but not in this game. Did I ever get this check?
Oh, they were wondering about the Sun Song check in particular.
Oh yeah, the Sun Song check in
Graveyard.
Graveyard, yeah. There's one check that I do need Sun Song for, or unless chat meant the Sun Song grave, like where you would learn Sun Song. I haven't gone there yet. I do need to go there soon-ish.
I think both. I mean, honestly, both doesn't seem like such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, ZFG! Such violence.
I didn't get a good item, so oh, dude. Okay, this is really good.
Okay.
Cool. So, if you saw that might have been a weird looking item there. That is Rock's Feather.
Yes.
So it's actually a cool modded item they added into this that lets you actually do a jump. Really cool. Lets you do a lot of cool stuff in Rando, and this is off. Okay.
I was thinking of the blue feather from Harvest Moon, but yeah, Rock's Feather makes more sense.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really cool Rando. Why is this off? Dude, okay, something about the setup is off. Okay, I'll have to do this manually. That's weird.
Manually.
All right, I'm gonna have to do casual strats for. I'm not really sure why. A little bit off. All right, casual strats. Here we go.
See, can even do casual strats.
Move, dude. The guy's right in the middle. Oh no, only one more shot. Move, 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 move. No, dude.
You didn't say
All right, we gotta play
please,
again.
and you made the bomb shoe lady explode.
Yeah. Bunny Hood. I don't think Bunny Hood should mess with this, but maybe. I'm gonna have to leave and re-enter.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We're happy to have ZFG on. I'm glad ZFG has taken the time to do this. You know, again, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've always been kind of like two ships passing in the night. Like we've always been at events together, and like we've said hi and knew of each other. But I never got a chance to really like sit down and talk to you about, you know.
Yeah,
what you
yeah. I
do.
think we've met like very briefly a few times, but yeah.
Yeah, we're usually at like a lot of the same charity events, but I'm usually doing my thing. ZFG's usually doing his thing, but we are both old school speedrunners, so there is
Yeah,
that.
both been around for forever.
It's such a reminder. I wasn't gonna judge you if you wanted to blow her up. You know, it's okay.
I was thinking about it, but I'm so low on money right now. I might actually have to do this again.
Oh, so that's when you don't. That's when you don't cause violence. When
yeah. When I need
wallet's
when I
empty.
need money, exactly.
Oh, sorry. I had to give you stuff about that. You know.
Yeah.
See, I need to learn. I need to learn the dry humor that you have. It's actually quite good.
Yeah. It's just always just been like this.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I live with somebody who has the driest sense of humor and like the deadpan-esque humor as well.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Finally, it worked.
All right.
So yeah, now I'll be able to actually jump around. It's really cool. It's actually not as useful like late game as if I were to get it early game, but this is a really cool item. I really like messing with this in rando.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see it in action again. I'm glad you talked about it. Oh, it replaced. So there's no Neryu's Love here. It just
I know.
replaced
So
it. Okay.
actually, it actually can swap item spots. So like both of them can be in the same item slot. You can actually swap between them.
Yeah, I got confused because I was looking at your tracker. And I'm like, okay, there's a spot for it, but that's where it would be in the menu. So that's cool that they did that.
Yeah, actually, so for the tracker, it's actually a little off screen right now, the feather part. So I have a very janky tracker setup where that tracker is actually like 8 different windows stacked on top of each other because the tracker's a bit jank for this. But there's like a little bit cut off where the feather is supposed to be on the tracker. Okay, so I wanted to go to Lake Hylia. And this is actually one case where I would have liked Sunsong because I do need to shoot the sun when it turns daytime for one of the checks. I guess I'll come back for this later. So yeah, again, I really want to get bomb bag here. I have iron boots too. I need to remember that. So I can use iron boots to get 2 checks in the lab.
I wasn't thinking about this until I was seeing a ton of the innovations today because I've never tried this version of Ocarina of Time Randomizer. I cannot believe how far we've come in terms of just like randomizer development. It never ceases to amuse me. You know, when we think of early randomizers, we think of this. We think of Link to the Past. And I just can't believe all the different quality of life things, all the different cosmetic things. There's your bomb bag. Let's go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, that's great. Yeah, it's so cool how much development Randomizer has had, especially this version. It's people have gone so far with modding this game. It's amazing. And so while I'm here, this isn't necessarily what I wanted the bomb bag for, but I remember that the fire temple entrance was here, and I have the fire boss key, so I can quickly go try to beat this boss. Oh my god, this gate.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
one of the-
you were quicker trying to clip in there, but yeah, please continue.
Yeah, one of the weird, I guess, lack of quality of life things on this version compared to like the original version of Rando is that gate opens up way slower. I think it's like just the vanilla. I'm not sure. I guess they just haven't added that particular like speed up.
Oh, like I'm thinking about the cutscene. You're right. That makes sense.
Yeah, because there's no cutscene to it, so it's like the time it takes in the cutscene just happening during normal gameplay time, and so it seems kind of weird. All right, we have Tornarova Spirit Temple, so I can beat this boss. This is good. But we kind of glossed over it earlier, but when I found the boss in Jabu, that was Baronade, which I cannot beat yet. So Jabu's a no-go unless I get Boomerang soon. So that means that the only boss that I cannot beat yet that I still haven't found is Volvagia. And so this will be my fourth boss. So I need to beat 2 more after this. Again, luckily I have all the boss keys. So I have my choice of, let me see, forest, water, or spirit after this. I need 2 of those 3. But I should be able to get to the end of all 3 of those, no problem. Although forest is actually going to be a little annoying. So I might want to have that as lowest priority. Oh, actually, I should probably prioritize that magic and bomb of the well. I'll make sure that is the first thing I do, actually.
It makes sense that you haven't yet, though, right? Because you need to be Child Link again. And for everything I've noticed from your playstyle so far, you try not to go Child Link that often.
Yeah, well, again, Bomb of the Well, it's the one that normally you would be Child. You'd have to do it as Child, but in this particular seed, it's actually impossible as Child because it's the Ganon's Castle entrance.
That's right.
So I'm forced to do the hard way as adult. Yeah, but because I just got those bombs, I'm gonna be able to do it right after this. So it's actually a really cool, more recent trick. So I'm glad I'll be able to show it off.
Sure,
It's actually very cool.
That's right, because Forest Temple's in the well.
Yeah.
Look at this. Makes it look effortless. ISG, I know it's like the oldest trick in the book, quite literally. It still looks amazing to me.
Yeah, it's like a very interesting, like really cool, iconic glitch. Like just the concept of your sword just swinging forever and being able to like stun lock and kill bosses really quickly was very cool.
Oh my gosh, chat, I see you.
The wink.
Of course.
Luckily, the ending part of the cutscene is skipped, so Chad, I can't post anything about that.
Oh my gosh. I get it though, like, you know, especially again, this has been like your big game for so long, you know, almost spanning on multiple decades at this point, right? And I'm sorry if that makes you feel, but 2027 is next.
Oh, I'm aware. But I'm numb to it at this point.
I mean, it kind of reminds me in a way just how you've kind of seen all the reactions to stuff by now. It kind of reminds me of Larry from one of the more recent Pokemon games where you're like, all right, I guess
yeah,
we'll
dude,
do this again.
when I was playing, okay, I did not like that game very much. I loved Larry. Here's the best part of that game.
Oh yeah, by far. That's one of my favorite, actually probably my favorite Pokemon NPC, gym leader, etc. Yeah, I
love
Larry.
For sure.
I mean, that was,
love him.
When we started talking tonight, I'm like, I wonder if CFG would take it as an insult if like his overall attitude might be Larry, but you know.
Not at all.
Not sure, of course, but
no, my chat, when I was playing that first time, they were quick to notice the similarities.
Oh my gosh. No, it is. That's exactly the way it is. It's like going to one of those, like, you know, scripted plays where everybody brings the same props and stuff. Yeah, you got it covered, chat. You know what I'm getting at. It's so amusing. Well, I'm glad you got a chance to play it, even if it wasn't like your favorite Pokemon, just because, again, his character was so unique for a Pokemon game. You know, normally
it was great.
Like, excited and kawaii and hurrah, and then Larry's just like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
Finally, my person.
projects you have going on? I mean, I want to make sure, just in case the end happens quickly, is there anything you would like to talk about that you're working on stream, or are you just doing the same thing you do every night, Pinky?
Yeah, I guess the big thing, I guess it kind of is the same thing we're still doing, but working on a big reroute for 100% speedruns. 100% speedruns of this game are like so complicated for routing now. We're basically attempting like a complete redo that's going to be like nothing like the original route, or at least like a previous route. And we're not even sure if it'll be faster, but it's a huge project, and so that's probably the big thing I'm working on right now. And then if everything goes well, then getting back to 100% speedruns for the first time in quite a while.
You're going to get the Jumanji joke where someone's like, what year is it?
Yeah. Even just when starting like streaming, routing and testing and stuff, people are already going like, what year is it? Oh my god, finally back to hundo. All right, we have the cool trick coming up here. So this is the trick to get into Bottom of the Well as an adult. I need to do a trick where I use the hook shot on the back of a ladder, and it has to be like pixel perfect for it to actually work on the back of this ladder. So I need to do a very precise weird shot. This will let me use the hook shot under the ground, and I have to release it on a specific frame as well. And then it's right here, should work. All right, and here we go, we're in.
I will never see parts of this game the same again. It's so cool. Every time you think it would get old to me. No. And then here's the FG saying, yeah, I've been doing that for like 20 years. Come on, Sky, get it together, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, that's what's kept me in this game. Oh, boomerang, that's pretty big.
That's good.
Nice. But yeah, that's what's kept me in this game for so long, is all the crazy stuff you can do. We're always finding new stuff. It's always surprising.
I'm happy that there's still discoveries being made all these years later. You know, it's not again, we were comparing it to Mario 1 any percent. It's not a nearly solved, nearly test project by now. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's amazing that even after all this research, all this time we put into this, we're still finding new stuff. And that's what makes it so great.
And then, of course, I just imagine, now you have me doing it now. Like, I'm seeing, like, the Plando after you open that from chat. I'm like, you know,
Yep.
I wonder how many times we've seen that, you know? Oh, that's right. You only have one key. You were talking about safe scanning
Yeah, I have one key.
earlier.
So, so I'm going to try to avoid opening the key doors at first. And if I don't get it, then I'm going to do some safe scumming. So first I'm going to work on everything else, because there's only 2 checks behind 2 key doors. So more than likely than not, it won't matter. Also, cool thing here with those underwater chests, so you're actually not supposed to be able to open them underwater, but if you hookshot them beforehand, it actually does let you open them underwater, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I do know how to do. Forest Temple Well. I frequently open up that chest underwater there. But anyways, please continue.
Yeah, I know in Glitchless Logic there was, I think there was like some debate over whether that was going to be allowed or banned or something, and
why would it be banned? There's not that many checks like that.
I just remember there's like always, you know, the standard rule set, there's always like those debates about like certain things being allowed or banned because they're like almost glitches, but they're not. Or maybe I might just be thinking of regular glitchless speedruns. I know that was, I forgot if it's glitchless speedruns or Rando that had the debate over it, but yeah.
It just seems like a really silly spot to draw a line, you know?
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. Of all the things that you do, you know, that's not the one that sticks out to me for sure.
Yeah.
So what has been the most debated glitch in the speedrun? It could also be in a randomizer as well.
I guess SRM probably. So are you aware about SRM, stale reference manipulation?
Sounds familiar, but for folks who might not know.
So there's it's this really powerful memory manipulation glitch. We kind of like to refer to it as like spin to win. You kind of grab this invisible item, you can spin around and cause a bunch of crazy shenanigans to happen. And it leads to arbitrary code execution as well. So it's one of those like, you know, super big glitches. And there was a lot of debate about it for a while. Eventually it got separated. Oh, there's magic. Huge.
Sorry, it doesn't sound huge to you. Keep going, sorry.
Yeah, so the SRM stuff, it eventually got separated into separate categories. With some people like really hate SRM, and some people think like it is pretty cool. For me, my opinion, I think it kind of depends on the category. Like some categories, it's really cool, and some it's kind of lame. I ran 100% with SRM for a while, and I think 100% with SRM, it's like one of the most nonsensical runs ever, but also really, really fun. It's one of my favorite speedruns ever. But yeah, probably SRM. That was a big debate topic for a long time.
Yes, we have found Ganon's castle. It was one of the earlier dungeons. It was in the Dodongo's cavern entrance.
Yep. Yeah, so that's really good. So actually, I don't even know if I really need to check any more stuff in here. I only have a few checks left I can do pretty quickly. But actually, we should be almost good to go here. I just need to beat 2 more bosses. It needs to be 2 out of 3 of what is it? Water, spirit, or forest.
Jabu
And I
as
can do
well.
wow. Oh yeah, now Jabu because I got the boomerang. Okay, so
Yep.
I got another option too.
Again,
So yeah, we should be approaching the end soon.
you're sifting through all of these checks, all of this stuff, so I hope you didn't mind me saying something, but I remember you saying, oh, there's the boomerang, so I figured
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say something.
Sometimes I don't update my mental stack of like what I need to do, even though I get a new item that should update it. Sometimes I get like too focused on what I'm doing exactly right now.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. If you've ever played a
Yeah.
shuffler, something similar usually happens to me in those.
Yeah. All right. Boss of Fire was Twin Rova, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go back to Fire. So I actually still have not found Water Temple. Actually, I think it must be. What's the one dungeon entrance I haven't been to?
Have you been to Ice Cavern?
Yes, I went to Ice Cavern. Have I not been to Forest? No,
Have you been to Fire?
I think I've been to Fire. Wait, I think my notes are actually wrong. Have I been to Forest? I don't think I've been to Forest
I don't think
Temple.
you've been to Forest either, actually, because you didn't
Yeah,
get
'cause-
the hook shot for a very long time, so this makes the most sense.
Yeah, my notes say that I have been to Forest Temple and I have
Yeah.
not. Okay, my notes
All
are
right.
wroong.
I mean, we
All
just
right,
we got it by
that's fine.
process of elimination. It's cool.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, I have a chance to do a cool trick here. Do I have silver scale? Never mind. Okay. If I didn't have silver scale, I could do a cool trick. Actually, I think it does work with silver scale, but you have to like do some weird timing with it. But there's this cool trick where you can dive and have your shield hit underwater by a bomb chew explosion, and then you can like do a little jump out of the water and grab this ledge over here. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's really cool. Actually, I could have done it. Oh, never mind. I could have actually done it regardless, but I forgot. It doesn't matter. That's easy anyway. I'm rambling now. Okay.
No, please.
So I just have to. As long as I can get to the boss door, we're good. So boss here is Goma.
No, someone was talking about like Morpha giving you a hard time, and I said earlier, I'm like, Morpha still gives me a hard time depending on the circumstances. Like if I don't have the bigger sword, like just the Master Sword, and I don't know ISG, it's kind of frustrating in spots.
Yeah, so in speedruns, Morpha is supposed to be really easy, and at a certain speedrun event, I may have accidentally died to Morpha, and it may have happened more than once. And so chat will never let me live it down.
Oh, it's the same way we never let I Ate Your Pie forget about the time he died to King Dodongo. I don't let him forget that.
Of course.
I had to do a double take on my TV. What did you just No, that's understandable. I mean, again, marathons, they're speedrunning events in general. It's all a different feeling. Things that normally do feel easy are not as easy suddenly, so I get that.
Yeah. All right. Last dungeon. So I just need to go to Spirit. Is Spirit or what's the closest one? Oh no, Deku entrance is Jabu. Okay, yeah, I'll just go to Jabu. We'll go to Jabu, we'll be Baronade real quick, and that should put us in go mode. Well, I guess it's already kind of go mode. But yeah, looks like this will be pretty quick ending. Just beat Jabu, and then I can go straight to Ganon.
Awesome. Well, while you're traveling, why don't we take some time for some shout outs if you got any?
I guess just general shout out to the Ocarina of Time speedrunning and Rando community. So many people have worked so much to find all these glitches, make all these mods for Rando. The work put into this game is just amazing. Like how many people work on all the different aspects of glitch hunting, speedrunning, modding, just amazing community in general. And yeah, shout outs to everyone who works on this game, finding all this stuff. Yeah, and shout out to Simple Flips.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned greeting from back then. Yeah, chat really loves this song again.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to let the Gibdo have it one last time. I see how it is.
Yeah, I had to reload the room because I missed the platform cycle.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Dang, chat really loves this.
It's a banger. It usually doesn't happen if I like if the song goes on long enough. There's a late part of the song that it goes hard.
Gotcha.
We'll say. Every time, dude.
It's like the one time I hear you animated is if you get like annoyed with an invisible enemy.
Yeah.
It's like there's deadpan and then there's like get off of me.
If I lose like 5 seconds by being frozen in place, it makes me so mad.
No, I understand that as a fellow speedrunner. I get it.
Yeah, all right, so Baronade, so I've kind of glossed over this glitch earlier, but I can equip different items as adult or child. Like, you're normally not supposed to be able to equip Boomerang as adult, but by using this glitch called Equip Swap, you can equip it over a different item slot, and so that Boomerang gets equipped over the Ferora's Wind slot. And normally things like, oh, you can equip Ferora's Wind normally as adult, perfectly fine, that's completely okay, and so I end up equipping Boomerang over it instead.
Oh, this is cool. I always wondered growing up why the Boomerang was strictly a child Link item. I like it.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess they just wanted like adult Link, child Link to have separate items that only they could use, but Boomerang was definitely one of the ones where it kind of didn't make sense. Like, it kind of made the adult items not being usable as child made more sense, but the other way around, not so much.
Sure. I mean, I like the bunny hood on adult Link. I think that's been one of my favorite things in this seed.
Yeah, it's been great.
I noticed you don't use alternate sprites though. We had Wooden Barrel on a couple weeks ago, also playing Ocarina of Time Rando, and he was Pepsi Man for adult Link in his seed.
Yeah. So there's a lot of tricks that involve like specific visual cues with Link's model. Mm-hmm. So I don't quite like alternate models too much. Sometimes I will for fun if it's less serious. But and also, so the version I'm playing on, Ship of Arcanian, doesn't quite have as wide of a variety. I should use Spoilero. It doesn't have as wide a variety of character model selection as the regular version. It does still have some cool ones, like for T1, that the event from the other day. I actually used the Goku model for that. It was people donated for that. So Goku did some OOT rando.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
They said something about
in
Rock's
general,
feather, by the way, before you get too far into the fight.
Oh yeah, I probably could have used more Rock's. Yeah, I forget about Rock's feather a lot. I should use it more.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to make sure we got that before the run was over.
No, yeah, I do want to be able to show it off more. Good reminder.
Yeah.
Here's the jump.
Oh,
pretty
wow.
Cool. And you can also use it midair from backflips. You can like backflip and then do a double jump midair.
Oh, that's neat. It kind of turns this into a platformer, and I never thought of this game as a platformer.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll see if I can find some more uses. Oh, you know what? I think I have a good use for it. Okay, hold on.
Sure.
So I have the trials skipped on this, but there's a glitch you can do to skip the trials. I'm gonna pretend that the trial barrier is up, and we'll pretend I'm doing the glitch to skip it. So this entire wall right here, for some reason, is marked as the load trigger to go into Ganon's castle. So you can like hit it like that. Normally you would do a bomb hover to hit that, but Rock's Feather would let me hit it like that.
I do not like the abundance of likes in this scene. I never cared for that enemy in this game.
They're fun.
No.
They're
Creepy.
they're not. No, they're not fun.
They're creepy and they...
Did I get the boss key? I did not get the boss key. Whoops.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just... so the boss key, I completely forgot. The requirement for getting the boss key is just six dungeons beaten. I'll actually have to go to Temple of Time to grab it. I completely forgot. Luckily, I can just set Furrow's Wind and then go grab it.
No Prelude, but that's because Prelude was behind a...
Yeah, I was behind a big Poe check,
Yeah.
which needed a bottle, which I still don't have. This is going to be a bottle-less seed.
How does that even happen?
Which is that's crazy. Four bottles, and I found none of them.
Now, in Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask, I take it the bottles are individual to their games. So, like, if you find a bottle, one's for, like, Majora, the other one's for Ocarina.
There's actually settings for both. You can actually have them shared or separate, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
I typically have them separate, though. So I usually like them separate so that there's just more items you can find.
There we go. There's an application for it.
Yeah, jumping over the Dongo.
Are there any other custom items like that in this game?
Not in this rando. There's a lot of ROM hacks. Like the new trend in ROM hacks recently, people have been making a lot of custom items for ROM hacks, and they've come up with some really cool, unique stuff. But for ones that have made it into rando, only this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into seeing what recent mods have been made for this game, because I bet you there's some really good ones that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, if you want like a recommendation, there's this one. Probably the most popular one is the Missing Link. It's a pretty short ROM hack. It's only like about 3 hours long,
Yeah.
but really well made. It's got custom items and custom bosses and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think the most recent one I did, and it's not so recent anymore, was the roguelike one. I started playing a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, Ultimate Trial. Yeah, Ultimate Trial is really good too. I really like that one.
Yeah, it was the time when roguelikes were very much a fad.
Yep. I think that came out there like I think the same year. This is not Temple of Time.
I was going
I
to
think
say something before you had done that.
I think the Link to the Past roguelike came out the same year, right?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just like this year of roguelikes. It was like a few years ago, and like it felt like everything was getting modded to have a roguelike in it.
Yep. All right, so right here, I will get the boss key, Ganon's boss key. Then I'll just head to Forest Temple real quick, Furrow's Wind back to Ganon's castle, and then we will be wrapping up.
Cool, and I want to again, thank you so much for spending the time, taking the time here, because I've learned so much about this game. I've played so many randomizers of it, and I still find like I'm finding out new things about what's possible in this. So thank you so much for being here tonight and sharing that with all of us.
Yeah, it's been great. It's really fun. I always really like it when people say like, oh, it's so cool to like learn more stuff, even people who have watched this a lot. I always like it when they're like, oh yeah, I've learned so much. Like there's just so much to learn about this game, and I think it's really cool, and I like showing this kind of stuff off to people. So yeah, I'm glad everyone's been enjoying it.
Yeah, no bottle for Ganon. This feels wrong.
Yeah, so bottle is normally like this Easter egg kind of, like people think of it as the Easter egg thing, like, oh, you can use bottle on Ganon, it's kind of cool, but it's actually in a lot of cases optimal. Because if you use it on the center platform, he will almost never reflect the electric ball.
Yeah.
There is this alternate strat I can do with this. Usually if you do magic spin on the edge, he doesn't do it either.
Oh, nice.
So this works out fine.
See, that was another thing I didn't know. Normally I just take the bottle on the edge and do it that way, just because that's the easiest way for me to fight him.
Yeah, I generally prefer the bottle method, but guess I can't do it today.
Yeah.
No bottle.
Bottleless.
What's he gonna do? No, he's not.
I wanted the
Thought it
free
was gonna
hit.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought it was coming. All right, here we go.
Oh, nice. Nice. I think one of the best innovations of the randomizer was the removal of the escape. I never thought the escape was that exciting. Like,
Yeah, escape.
Yeah.
I never liked it either. One of my favorite glitch skips that was found like a long time ago at this point was when we finally were able to skip, like do a glitch to skip from the beginning of the collapse to the end in one go.
Nice. I was going to say the only time I was ever excited during Escape is when Wrong Warp was first found. We were actually talking about that in the pre-show, that me and ZFG were around, you know, back when a lot of these just unbelievable things were just found back in the day, like everything from Zelda to SM64.
Yeah, when Wrong Warp was first found, because like you mentioned, doing that as child, like when you do a wrong warp to the end of the game, and then it becomes exciting, and then we found a way to skip it, but it was only as child, and it was crazy hard, and then eventually we found a way to skip it as adult, and so it actually got used in more categories than just the any percent speed run, and that was really great. And now we can skip it in every category. There's like multiple different methods to skip it now.
Ooh, got the pink text in this game.
Yeah, even the text color is randomized. Oh yeah, so this glitch I'm doing into the cutscene. So I'm doing a super slide into the cutscene where Link is holding his shield up the entire cutscene, and that skips the animation where Link loses his sword, which actually makes me not lose my sword. So I can actually just use the Master Sword on Ganon in the first half of the fight.
Oh, that's so
normally.
cool.
Yeah, normally the first half of the fight, all of your weapons are reduced to 1 damage. So you're supposed to hit them at least 10 times. With anything, basically everything does the same damage. Master Sword is one of the only items not reduced in damage because you're not supposed to have it in the first phase. Along with Deku Sticks, also not supposed to have it then. So yeah, being able to keep the Master Sword is really good because that means you can knock him down in just 3 hits instead of 10. And then second half is just jump slash, and he's down.
Nice. Very quick fight. Well done.
All right, so final hit time coming up soon. Oh, press A. All right, and that's time.
All right, looking like a low 243 here. Congratulations.
Nice. That's a pretty normal time for this. That was pretty fun. I like that. I like that, Rando.
I like it too. That's the
Okay,
first time
but-
I've seen that.
Yeah, I got to do a lot of interesting tricks in that. Glad I got to show off some cool stuff. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. That was really fun.
Well, y'all, please be sure to give ZFG a follow if you have not done so already. That is at twitch.tv/ZFG1 and then also youtube.com/ZFG. And any final comments from you, ZFG?
I don't think so. I guess just thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Shout outs to all the speedrunners, glitch hunters, modders for this game. And yeah, thanks for watching.
All right, y'all. Again, I want to remind you that this is not the end of our GDQ broadcast this evening. What's up?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, chat is actually asking for a spoiler log check. We can actually do a quick log check
Sure.
for the bottles.
Yeah, go for
let's
it.
do that real quick.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Where are the bottle locations? We have Kakariko Redead Grotto chest. Okay, that's on me. I forgot this, but it was Rudo's letter, which is actually not the greatest because going out of the way to get rid of Rudo's letter is kind of annoying. So I'm going to pretend that totally wasn't me, just for getting an easy check. Gerudo Fortress 1500 archery points. So that one's a pretty bad check. I probably never would have gone there. Colossus Gold Skulltula Tree. I think the last time I was in Colossus, I didn't have hookshot, so that was pretty bad. And Forest Temple, Raised Island Courtyard. I never really got a chance to check all of Forest Temple. So actually, yeah. 3 of the bottle checks were bad, and the one that wasn't that bad that I did forget was Rudo's letter, which wouldn't have been that good anyway. So yeah, bottle checks kind of sucked. Oh yeah, and I can check the hammer real quick too. Hammer would have been a good item for beating Volvagia. Oh, Megaton Hammer was also in Forest Temple. So actually, oh, Forest Temple had a good amount of stuff. I just never got a good chance to check it. Yeah, it also had Strength. Magic Beans was also in Forest Temple. But yeah, I think that's the main important stuff to check.
All right. Well, thank you so much for looking those up too, just in case folks were curious about them, which it looks like they very much were. And thank you again for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So again, as stated, this isn't the end of our GDQ broadcast. I'm Skybills for Random Number Generation. Stay tuned for Game